Yo, yo, what's good? What's happening? Hold on. Chat hold, because I'm making sure my shit's working. We're good? Okay, hold on. Playlist. Where is it? Alright, anyways, yeah, there we go. Yo, I sound kind of different. I shouldn't. A rare rail stream. Okay, listen, I'm trying to get consistent here. I don't know if my mic sounds different than it should. I think it's fine. Might just be my voice. Non-existent for a minute there? Yeah. Sometimes, if I don't have all my shit ready, of course it's gonna take, like, just a second for it to buffer. But anyways, consistency? We love consistency. Also, I fixed chat, so now it's not in Comic Sans font. I don't know if I had mentioned that before. Anyways, how your day been? My day's been okay. Chat, how's your day been? I'm gonna be real for a second. Chat, I was supposed to be live an hour ago. And instead, I was live now because I was playing Minecraft. And just before I hit go live, I kind of wish I was live when this happened. I fell from a tree after I said, and quote, surely I can make this jump. And then I missed the water, so... you know. I saw it, yeah. So that was fun. That was a great thing. Oh, 7, the Comic Sans font? Yeah, no more Comic Sans. Fucking dumbass. Listen. Listen, it would have been a great clip. Been dealing with work emails? Yeah. Y'all are on the obligatory Minecraft addiction, huh? Mayhaps. I'm also on the obligatory Animal Crossing addiction as well. So, you know, it's a great time. Chat, I don't know how long I'll be live for. I'm probably just gonna do just chatting today, because I'm tired. It's been, a long couple days. Because I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream on Thanksgiving. I might, but I don't know, it's not a guarantee. Originally I was supposed to go with family uptown to visit, other family members for Thanksgiving, but those plans are being changed. So, it may not happen, and I may end up actually being here at home to celebrate Thanksgiving, but that's to be decided. Let me guess, Animal Crossing tonight? No. Chat, here's the thing, right? If I could, I would stream Animal Crossing. That's all I would be streaming, day in and day out for the next few weeks, if I could. But unfortunately for me, my Animal Crossing save is on my Switch Lite, and I can't just transfer it over to the Switch that I use for streaming, because it is my brother's Switch, and he has already started an Animal Crossing island, and already has it finished. So I don't want to go over his save file. I'd rather wait until I invest in my own Switch for myself so that I can give my brother's back. So that's why. Because otherwise I would be streaming a shit ton of Animal Crossing just so I can actually, you know, have fun. Because I love, you know, streaming anything that I can, especially like cozy games like that, but I just can't do that right now. Just delete it. So true. That is fair. Yeah. I'm waiting to see if I can invest in one before the end of this year, because, I feel bad having to borrow my brother's Switch right now, as it is. But it won't be that hard to, like, transfer any of my own data from one Switch to another, obviously, so... Because then what I would do is I would save my Switch Lite for actual on-the-go stuff, you know, and not have to worry about, you know, transferring stuff. Whoa, what up, Jupiter? Hold on, your account on... Let me just, /VIP. No way, now your other account's also VIP. Or what other account? This is the same account. Anyways, yeah, so chat, here is what's on the agenda for today. Oh shit, wrong account. Good job. Here's what's on the agenda today. Earlier, I think last week, the nominees for the Game Awards were announced, and I was going to, vote for them. I unfortunately did not get a chance to stream last week, aside from, I think, one stream, so we're gonna fix that. We are going to be streaming me going over all the nominees and making my basically casting my votes because I look forward to the Gaming Awards every year, and this is no exception because there's a lot of good games that this song is way too existential. Hold on. There we go. There's a lot of good games that came out this year. A lot of, well, I say a lot of good games. There's a lot of hits and a lot of misses. Yeah, do your job, streamer. True. I also can't guarantee I will be streaming my reaction to the Game Awards when they happen, because I think I'm gonna be doing a watch party with people that night, because depending on schedules, of course, I can't guarantee any of that. Because I love watching the Game Awards every year, so we'll see what happens, but if not, I may stream it. So, yeah. You can still vote? Yeah, I know. I can still vote, so that's why we're doing it tonight. And I already have the page pulled up and ready to go. So, we're gonna do that. We may... I don't know. I don't have any other plans other than just chatting and obviously casting my votes. I may do something else. We may do some editing. Possibly. Because I do have a video that's in the works for more Valion, which, by the way, guys, I think there's a command for it. I think it's Valion Plus. If anybody does !point Valion Plus, I think that links to my channel for extra stuff, which, new video there soon. I promise. Oh, voice crack, hello. Yeah, so, we're gonna do that. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that does work. The less edited... Jesus Christ. Holy shelter, no way, $3. Imagine not having a Switch couldn't be me. I definitely play a lot of it on it, because I definitely have the money to play games there, totally. Anyways, thank you, Elder, for the $3. Oh, chat, by the way, I should mention, I'm gonna be rolling them out slowly but surely as they're, like, finished and stuff like that, but, I fixed my debit card and now I can use PayPal, W. But chat, coffee memberships. I think right now I have 2 tiers that are now public that you guys can go, subscribe to, which basically, if you guys aren't aware, coffee memberships are my equivalent of, Twitch subs, because I don't have my Twitch button or my sub button enabled. And that's just because of multiple reasons, so I'm making that sort of like a backup option. So, there will be more tiers that drop as time goes on. I'm still kind of working out some things. I'm working and waiting for more of the sprite art to be finished for all of those tiers, because I wanted to have all of them have their art before they were, basically were publicized, but, I'm just, doing it in waves, so I think the first 2 tiers, which I think are $2 to $3, and let's see, hold on. I can't remember my own fucking subscription thing, so give me a second. I'm pretty sure it's $2 for tier 1, and then $5 for tier 2. Okay, no, correction. $3 for tier 1. My mistake. Support-only Minecraft server? Potentially. That is on the table, basically. Here, I'll do this. I'll kind of show it off a little bit. Let me just make sure I don't accidentally leak anything when I do this. Studio mode. We do... Here, I'll do this. Chat, hold while I make sure I don't leak anything, because that would be bad. Good thing Ginger's went to sleep already. So true. Anyways, chat. Memberships. Here they are. I have to turn my music down. Hold on. I can't hear myself think today. Holy shit. Alright, so basically, there will be more. I'm not going to show what the other ones are, but these are the basics. For just $3, you get a neat little role in the Discord. You get access to the Discord if you're not already in it. And also, you get access to a little private section in the Discord. And also, personalized thank you. I have to sell out here, I'm gonna be real with you, It's obviously, I have to point out, and I have to preface this by saying that this will not lead into any sort of parasociality of any kind, if that's even a word. A lot of these tiers, I had to really think what rewards I wanted to give, because on one hand, I want to give y'all some good stuff, but I also don't want to get too, you know, comfortable letting people have, you know, to spend money for basic things that, you know, that would just be weird. But in the future, there will be stuff for, you know, like, obviously it says here, access to support-only Minecraft server when available. Right now, with how things are, I can't guarantee a Minecraft server just yet, but that is to happen, you know, eventually. I can't be parasocial with my favorite furry. I know, it's a shame. Hey, Woki. Oh my god. No way, Austin. No way. We got a new subscription. It doesn't tell me what it is unless I'm... Oh, I almost fucking leaked everything. Whoops. Give me a second, chat. Yeah, it doesn't say what tier you subscribe to. I wish it would, because, you know... That's... Chat, don't worry, I didn't leak anything important, but, actually, I can do this. Can I? Surely this won't break anything. But awesome, thank you for the coffee membership. Oh, hey, it's the furry. Hey, Walker. Yeah, oh, okay, I can see it now. I got my fucking coffee, dashboard out. So, we got a tier 2. Hell yeah, W. $5. So yeah, that's basic. That's the gist of it, you know. Eventually, there will be more tiers, and there will be more rewards, and obviously the higher tiers will get way more stuff than the smaller tiers, so that'll be cool. And I'll announce those as they go on. But yeah. Let's go $5 not to Twitch, exactly. Now, if you pay for the $50 sub, you get access to the Val's Discord server, you better join. So true. Also, what up, Speedman? Oh my god. No. Chat, there is a lot to talk about, too, though, because, I've been seeing a lot of the nonsense happening on Twitter involving, Pokimane and the cookies. And all I have to say is, what the fuck? Let's see, there's that. There's the dream nonsense, which that's also fucking wild. Dude, there's so much happening on the internet right now, it's insane. Also, what up, Dragon? Like, oh no, not that, yeah. No, it's gotten even worse though, and I'm not gonna talk about it, but if you're on Twitter, you know what's been happening. Let's not talk about Dream. So, yeah, it's bad. Gumball W. No, because here's the thing, right? Chat, I've been trying, I find it to be so fucking funny to here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say about this. Was it cool that a certain someone, said a slur? Not really, but I could give less of a shit, and I find it to be so hilarious. Also, what up, Shugo? Dream God Diego. Yeah, no, because a lot of people are saying that, that Gumball's voice actor had no right saying anything that he said, but there's a lot of things going wrong with this, because technically what Dream is doing is blackmail, but, you know, isn't he pan? I don't know, I don't give a shit. It's Dream, he queer baits. He's either pan or bi, if I recall, yeah. Or if you mean like Gumball's voice actor, I think he might be, I don't know. But regardless, I could give less of a shit of the fact that he said the F slur. Not Dream, okay, yeah, I thought so. Gumball, yeah, okay. I could give less of a shit that he said that slur, because here's the thing, right? I'm gonna make sure that I preface this by saying that slurs are not okay. Anybody that reclaims slurs, they can reclaim those, obviously, but it doesn't mean everybody can use them. This is so that I don't get canceled. I don't want to have where this clip blows up, you know, later down the line and people assume that I'm okay with people using certain slurs. That is not what I mean. I mean that certain groups are allowed to reclaim slurs that are targeted towards them, but say it's bad now. Look. Imagine using slurs could be me. Yeah. They blocking us, Sarah? No. Still getting canceled? Yeah, this is what I thought. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I'm just saying that so that nobody nobody, you know, targets me in the near future, in case something goes horribly wrong. But yeah, slurs, not cool. But reclaiming of slurs, because, you know, I'm not saying that I can confirm or deny that I've done that with my certain, you know, use of slurs. Which, you know, there's a lot of things that could be towards me as a person. Because I see a lot of people using cripple as a slur. Case in point, that actually is going to be a good segue in a second. But cripple, to me, isn't a slur. I say it all the time, but I know people do say it as a slur and use it as derogatory. But I don't really see it that way for myself. I kind of laugh it off a lot of the time, especially if people try to have venom behind it. It's not what it is. To me, I could give less of a shit. So, you know, there's that. But speaking of using crippled as a slur, though, chat, if anybody saw on Twitter today, I posted a tweet. Puffer just said went live, you know, he is a 6K Andy, you know, sad to see it, and I immediately said, you know, I said he fell off, and immediately, let me just show y'all. It's still getting numbers, by the way. It is still doing insane. It's wild to me. Chat. Y'all will not believe what he fucking said. Oh my god, hold on. Here we go. Chat. Feast your eyes. Oh wait, I don't think my browser audio is playing. Hold on. Browser audio. Hey, unmute that. There we go.
You fell off? You fell off? Never mind. I forgot you're actually crippled. I can't say anything, Valion. I'm sorry. Rowley is cool. Thank you.
Chad, he can't keep getting away with this. After everything I've been through with him. That's crazy. Hey, Jackie. Yeah. Chat. I've been in this community for almost 2 years now, and when I tell you that this is the wildest thing I've heard him say towards me, like, I thought the Suicune thing was crazy. Nah, this was crazier. Nah, it makes good content. It does. Like, honestly, you know, look, I never thought that at any point in my life that, you know, the running gag at this point would be the fact that I'm, you know, getting, you know, shots fired all the time, or just stray bullets coming my way because of Puffer. But no, this is just straight up targeting. Yeah, straight up saying, nah, friendly fire is off. Chat, for his birthday, I made a compilation of every time he basically roasted me or I received a stray bullet of some kind, because he referenced, you know, how much he hates the disabled, which I have to clarify. Of course he doesn't. He's a very cool dude. When I met him at TwitchCon 2022, great guy. Hurt his knees when he bent down to take our photo, but aside from that, he very much chat. He told me himself he hates the disabled. All right, let's just get the facts straight. Now imagine if we told Puffer that you're a furry. God. No, he probably would immediately say, "Oh, so you're the droid fan." It's like, it's no longer, I'd no longer be safe. I love the disabled unless their name is Valion. So true, Jack. You know, you're right. You're right about that. Friendly fire, Puffer goes full Itachi on his own community on a daily basis. He hates poor people, he hates the crippled. I mean, chat, there's a clip of him saying that the L in LGBT is basically for loser. Like, let's get that straight. Like, Mans has to pick a struggle. Damn, he hates poor people and now they're disabled. Imagine if you edited for Droid instead of Pezzy. God. I think that would mean that I'm doomed. I'm doomed to work with furries for the rest of my life. Oh my god. You know, it's kind of funny that around the same time that I applied for Pezzy, I also applied for Droid, and Pezzy picked me up, but Droid didn't. So, you know, It's a win-win situation in my eyes. Could never escape the allegations then. Chat, I don't think I can ever escape the allegations. Let's be real here for a second. Like, look at me. Like, if we were to look, let's dissect my character here for a second. Let's do that. Where's my, I think I have a ref here of my character. Now let's talk about the pissing thing, Val. That was... No, we're not talking about that. That's good. And I wouldn't let you, let's be honest here. Oh god, there's... Chat, you can't be doing this to me. Not tonight. And at this point, they're not allegations. I mean, I know they're not allegations. I mean, let's get things straight here. I mean, I can't say that I'm a diet furry, because that's a lie. I'm very much a full-blown furry. You said sometimes. Chat, that was not intended to be... I misspoke. You onto something? Nah. Elder ain't onto shit. Also, what up, Mopar? You can't get straight, though? Yeah. I still have the screenshot of you saying you're a bad dog, Val. Just remember that. I forget that screenshot exists. I'm gonna be real. I forget that it exists sometimes. You're poor? Yeah, I know. I'm pretty poor. Alright, so... Chat, hold on. We're gonna take a look at this, right? Let's dissect my character here for a second. So, we have the ears, right? We have the tail. Need I say any more? Like, honestly, there's... Fake! We have receipts. Oh, god. Puffer hates poor people until he... Fucking, yeah, it's so true. Until he goes below 8K. That's when he becomes, you know, fucking horrible. Why the fuck is there legs? Chat, I have legs. What do you mean? Yo, you have a pocket chain? I do. The only reason why my PNG tuber doesn't show that is because, Noel, when he drew this, only drew the upper half because he didn't really think I was gonna need the lower half. And, you know, obviously... I'm gonna need some legs soon, because what is this? What? You have legs? Yeah, I know. Crazy. Whoa, what? There is nothing? Yeah, there's nothing. Val still has legs, they're just useless? Yeah. Lore accurate biblically accurate Valion, that's what it is. Bro is a chicken nugget! Nah. Nah, that's not. I mean, maybe. Just maybe. That's a wild statement. Alright, chat, how about this? Instead of talking about the fact that I could or could not be a chicken nugget, let's instead talk about... He still has arms. Yeah, I still have arms, guys. Anakin was the same way on episode 3. Yeah, it's so true. Alright, chat, here's what we're gonna do. Chat, how do we feel about, you know, voting for the Game Awards, huh? How about that? Sound like a good plan? Wait, Val is real? Guys, it's crazy to say, but I'm a real person. They're not a chicken nugget, they're a- Hey, yo! Jack! Excuse me? Like, excuse me? Anyways. He's not real, can confirm, true. Yeah, chat, when Baskin met me in person, I wasn't actually there. The entire time I was there, I was just an AI. That's actually who you saw during the Truth or Drink stream. That was me. That wasn't... that was the real me, I was an AI. Not Val, it's just the friends we made along the way. Val, don't talk, you know our DMs. Anyways, chat, we're gonna vote for the Game Awards. We have 31 categories. Okay, Basket. Look, I'm not gonna do it anymore, I promise. I swear on my life. I swear. Alright, so, or dry pancakes, okay. Spider-Man 2, I mean, you can have fun with Spider-Man 2, but, like, you know, I think... Look, I think it, honestly... Let's think about this. Let's think about this for a second. Also, I'm gonna turn down the music. Actually, no. Let me do this. Next song. There we go. Okay. So, chat. There's... Oh my god. You see, I have no opinions on a lot of these because I haven't had the chance to play these. Like, any of them. I'm not even going based off of my own opinions. I'm just going based off of... Or, well, I'm going based off of my own opinions, but I'm also trying to think, you know, of just the fact that a lot of these, I just have, like, no liking for it. Well, minus, okay, so Spider-Man 2, that one was, like, top, you know, like, everybody was waiting for that shit the second they heard it was coming out. Super Mario Wonder. That game... I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that, because it just came out, like, last month. And I think, personally... I mean, it's a Mario game. Like, any Mario game is gonna be good, but it's not meant for everybody. Baldur's Gate 3, everybody is getting their fucking dicks tied in knots because of this game. Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom, everybody was waiting for this because it's the sequel to the last Legend of Zelda game. I swear to everything if the furries make Baldur's Gate win. I fucking hope not, because... And then also, Alan Wake 2, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be dead serious for a second. When I saw the trailers for this game, I thought, like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. And then nobody fucking talked about it afterwards. I really don't see anything about this game. Because Alan, I don't fucking know. That's... Alan Wake Sleeper, yeah. That's the whole thing. I heard nothing about this game after it fucking came out. Or if it's out yet, I don't even know. Like, I still just heard nothing about it. Baldur's Gate, I heard a lot about because everybody was fucking horny for every character under the sun. Spider-Man, I mean, it's Spider-Man and it's not close. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Spider-Man has a lot going for it. And I think that because it's one of the exclusive titles for, you know, PlayStation, that's why. And I really do think, because I mean, here's the thing, Resident Evil 4. Everybody was waiting for this too. But I've also heard not enough about it to consider it Game of the Year. So, I'm not too sure about that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to sit on this, and then we'll come back to it at the very end, and then go from there. So, we're gonna go through the rest of these categories. So, best game direction. Once again, most of the same shit. So, let's see here. How do we... I don't even know how I feel about any of these. I mean, best game direction... I mean, I heard a lot of people say that Tears of the Kingdom was, you know, pretty good. Especially considering it's the Breath of the Wild sequel. Wait, I was joking. Oh god. Y'all are not playing FNAF. TOTK or Mario Wonder. Probably TOTK? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because I've heard a lot of mixed stuff about Spider-Man 2 for game direction, and I think that TOTK kind of has, you know, Spider-Man everything for me. I don't know about that one. TOTK was an amazing game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a pretty solid game. So, I mean, Mario Wonder, again, it just came out. And it's definitely, like, it's a unique game. I'll say that. Like, I don't know, but Party Animals, true. Party Animals is pretty good. But, I mean, in my opinion, I think I would go TOTK. And that's just because, you know, oh my god, yeah, whatever. I voted for the thing. Cool. But yeah, I think I would go just TOTK just because game direction is pretty solid. Everybody was waiting for it for, you know, who knows how long. And even though it's one of those games you can easily pick up and put down again, everybody was just, like, desperate for a new Legend of Zelda game. And apparently, from what I understand, this was delivering a lot of good stuff. So, I'll give it, you know, that vote for that. Next one. Best narrative. Ooh. Okay, I'm noticing a pattern here. Alan Wake 2. Easy. I don't know about that one. Final Fantasy. I heard Final Fantasy was actually pretty good. I mean, because Again, I have to preface. I've not played any of these games. I've seen playthroughs, or I've seen partial playthroughs, or I've seen some gameplay. Amazing story. The story was so good. Yeah, honestly, I think Final Fantasy might take this one, because it's a Final Fantasy game. It's pretty good. It always has good stories. Trust me, 30 hours of Alan Wake 2 is worth. Well, we'll see. Cyberpunk, that's also true. The Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty I heard was pretty decent, but I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about... I mean, best narrative... Because if we think about it like this, right? I know Baldur's Gate is essentially like D&D the video game. It's, you know, and there's no, like, strict narrative per se. But it's definitely a game. Cyberpunk, I know it's, you know, Cyberpunk. Everybody waited on that game originally, and of course the story is pretty solid, but then there's Final Fantasy, which the story for any of the Final Fantasy games are really, really in detail. Like, they always have good narratives throughout them. And the narrative for Spider-Man 2, though... What the... Walker? Excuse me? I did not just read that. I didn't know there were bears in these woods. Yeah, I think... Chat, I'm also gonna specify this. Nobody here can change my mind about this whatsoever. I will not be using chat's opinions to sway my own opinions. But, Final Fantasy. Hands down. I don't care. Even though I do agree that also, you know, Cyberpunk had a pretty decent narrative going through it, but Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy. Correct choice, yeah. If you pick Final Fantasy, you a furry. Alright. Alright, best art direction. Okay, now this is what we're talking. Kuro would be proud, yeah. But the 19 inches? Chat. Okay, so for best art direction, we got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, which I actually really fucking love the style of this game. Lies of P, Super Mario Wonder, and then Tears of the Kingdom again. Lies of P. Brain? Can I read? Lies of P. I mean, I don't know, cause here's the thing, right? I think personally, I would actually go for Hi-Fi Rush or Super Mario Wonder, maybe Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. I've seen a lot of, like, Lies of P, and I think it is, like, pretty good art-wise, but I like the stylization of Hi-Fi Rush a lot. Hi-Fi and P would be great contenders. That's also true. I'm just, like, so... I don't know. I think with Lies of P, I couldn't really see the hype behind it, too, because I could see it was similar to a Souls game. If it's, like, because isn't it... It's essentially almost like a Souls game, but it's obviously not from the same developers, right? Is that my understanding? Am I correct? I still think Mario shouldn't be on there because it releases too soon. IMO? Yeah. Same with Alan? Yeah. It's Souls-light. Okay. More or less. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of these games that just came out. There, good band. It's just Bloodborne but different. Yeah. I got bored. Fair. Yeah. I think I'm torn between Hi-Fi Rush and Super Mario Wonders. Or maybe The Legends, like Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not a fan of the comic art style for video games. You're not? I am. I kind of like it. I don't know what it is about me, but I love, like, the stylized look of video games. It just, I don't know, it looks cool to me. You know what? I'm also banning Ginger's so true, Elder. But I know that Liza P also has some good art style in there. It's really unique. I'll say that. But I really think that I might give it to Hi-Fi Rush for this. And that's just me, of course. Alright, next category. Oh god, best score in music. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna get interesting. I don't know about this one. It's Final Fantasy? Probably TOTK or Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a tie between Final Fantasy and Tears of the Kingdom. But Final Fantasy always has such banger music. And I'm not a Final Fantasy player, but I sometimes catch myself, you know, occasionally listening to some of the soundtrack. Because, that's all I really have heard. If Final Fantasy doesn't win music, it's rigged. True. TOTK is more ambience than music. Yeah, but it has some music here and there. It definitely does have its, you know, moments, but... Yeah, I think with Final Fantasy, it's definitely much more, like, pronounced, if that makes sense. I've never played a single Final Fantasy game, but it's still the best one. Yeah. Like, I think... Yeah, I think it has to go to Final Fantasy, because it has such a good score. I'm in bed. Okay, good for you, Gingers. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hello. Oh boy. Best audio design. Ugh. What is the best audio design for this? Dead Space? I forgot that this came out. Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush. This is hard. Probably Alan Wake 2 or Hi-Fi. I think... The thing is, I love the audio design for Hi-Fi Rush because of the fact that it is technically a rhythm game. This one was up in the air other than Resident Evil 4. True. I don't know. Dead Space has... When in doubt, go... Yeah, when in doubt, go R4. When in doubt, pick Spider-Man. There's two answers. Two different responses to the same exact question. Asking knows what's up. They all have good sound design, that's the thing, but... I think I like the ambience of, you know, just the atmosphere. Pick Leon. True. I should be biased, because technically, the main character... You love me, Val, not him! Bro. Bro, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I'm torn. You know, because, like, on one hand, when in doubt, pick Hi-Fi. There's a lot of answers now. There's so many mixed opinions. I mean, okay, for me, I would pick probably, like, something like Resident Evil 4, just because it has good ambience. It has a good sound design with everything. The edits, the thirst edits. Sarah. Pick the woman, always. No, you guys are right. Simp, excuse me? Ain't no way. Leon is hot, but like Spider-Man, yeah. Also, here's the thing. I'm trying not to show a bias over the fact that the main character also shares my first name. Because obviously my name is Leon. But, I mean, you can't help it sometimes. Women are always right. So true, Gingers. You know what? Just pick Alan Wake to fuck with everyone. Nah, I could never. Oh my god, it's so hard. These all have pretty decent sound designs. I don't know about Alan Wake, but everything else. I think though, yeah, I have to give it to him. It has good sound design, and I love the Resident Evil franchise. It's so good. Alright, next one. Best performance. Oh boy. Oh no. Okay, so we got Final Fantasy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Cyberpunk, Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate. Oh my god, no chat, there's no question. Neil Newbon sweep, you don't understand. I am biased towards this motherfucker because of everything he has done in the fucking, what was it? Like, I love this motherfucker, and that is just because of the fucking dumbass. Chat, I'm sorry, I'm biased. I love him, and that's because of fucking Detroit Become Human. I have to say it. Wrong! Chat, you're gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong? Shit ass take, bro. I'm going to government name you. I'm picking DK Mountain. Guess what? It says in Detroit. I don't give a shit. He's a good voice actor. He is able to do so much. It is insane. Like, I cannot believe it. Bro. Yuri Sweep picked the obvious choice. Bro. I will not be taking any Neil Newbon slander. I don't care that it's Baldur's Gate 3. I love him. I never said he wasn't, but this is not the point of this vote. Neil ain't gonna win anyways, let him. Bro. Nah, one vote can change everything. Oh my god. I don't even know who he is. Bro. You are a sad, sad furry. Well, I mean, I know the vote's not gonna change shit, honestly. I don't care. Look. My boy, alright? L furry, I don't care. I will take that to my grave. Innovation and accessibility. Why did I highlight like that? L, okay, yeah, chat, spam your L's now. Alright, get it over with. Get it over with. I'm ready. I should put this chat in shield mode. Oh my fucking god. Alright. Moving on. L, yeah, there it is. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, y'all can relax now. Oh my fucking god. L, alright. Yeah. Thanks for that. Get all your L's out of the way. Oh my god. Alright, you did this. I know I did. Not us. True. Anyways. Oh my god. Alright, innovation and accessibility. What do we got here? Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, Spider-Man. I mean, shit. I think this does go to Spider-Man. Forza? Well, I don't know. I think, but here's the thing. Everybody was waiting for Spider-Man. I think Forza or Diablo. True. Oh yeah, Diablo is on there too. Mortal Kombat, I've seen not enough of. But, I don't know. Spider-Man is from PlayStation. Yeah. That shit ain't accessible. I mean, it probably made people go to buy, like, a fucking PlayStation, though. That's a thing. But I know that it's definitely not the most accessible game to get right now. Street Fighter 6. Why is Spider-Man in this category? Yeah, probably for the fast travel. Yeah, I want to say probably for fast travel, because that does exist. I mean, there's Diablo, which is, you know, it's Diablo. Street Fighter is Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. You know, Spider-Man isn't the first game to invent fast travel. Yeah, that's another thing. Mortal Kombat 1 is only for the buddy system. Yeah. Sarah. Unless I don't understand this category. Well, let's see here. I think of it as, like, let's see. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So, I mean, in theory, it's basically like adding, you know, some cool, like, quality of life features, maybe, that makes the games more accessible to those that feel like they can't enjoy certain games because they don't have all those features. So, that's maybe why. But I picked Forza because the new mechanics they added. Yeah, I don't... So here's the thing, right? I don't play Forza. I'm not really into that kind of game, but I know that a lot of people like those types of games. Mortal Kombat has the buddy system. Street Fighter, I don't know if Street Fighter really added anything. And if it did, I can't remember what they added. Hi-Fi Rush... I honestly can't think of anything. Well, I don't know. You don't want to imagine how it would be to drive, Bell? Chat, if I really wanted to imagine how to drive, I'd be playing Truck Simulator. But... I don't know. Is there any other, like, newer features that people can think of, I guess, that are in these games that consider... Okay, because, I mean... There's definitely, like, a lot of different options. There's probably a lot of these things that, you know... Now we've seen you play Mario Kart. Okay. Keep this motherfucker off the road. I'm not that bad. Well, maybe I am that bad. A game is a game. Yeah, a game is a game at the end of the day. Let's be real. I honestly don't know about this one. I mean, I could just give it to Spider-Man and call it a day. They added the new track stuff in Forza, I don't know. If they added new, like, track stuff, you know, to improve the gameplay, I mean, maybe. Well, you wouldn't even be able to use the pedals. Yeah, so true. I don't know. Forza had better mechanics. Did they improve mechanics from previous games? Because if so, then that would warrant more of a reason why it's on here in the first place. Because I don't know what Spider-Man 2 added compared to the first game. I think, you know, for the most part, it's remained the same. Didn't they make Street Fighter 6 available for dummies with a new control scheme? Did they? They might have. They changed a lot. Yeah, I was thinking that they probably changed a lot for the second game. After they just nerfed the best companion to the ground. Yeah. Well, no biases here, but I think, genuinely speaking, I think I would, you know, go Spider-Man 2. And that's just because... You're welcome, chat. What is this? I'm not clicking that. I'm afraid. But yeah, I think we're gonna give it to Spider-Man 2. I don't see why not. It seems like a good enough, you know, reason to get it. It's not bad. Hold on. Let's see what this is. Is this Dazai? Okay, thank you for that. Everybody say thank you, Sarah, for that lovely contribution. Anywho. Dazai, and not Austin, you spittin'. Austin gets it. Alright, anyways. Wood, so true. Anyways, chat. Spider-Man, moving on. Next vote. Games for Impact. Oh. Oh no. A lot of these I have... Okay, here's... Chat. Chat, I'm sorry. But... Volcano, for you, listen, chat. I'm not saying that I wasn't already planning to play this at any given point. I feel like nobody's really given this game a shot. I love this game. Furry Life is Strange, dude. Dude. This game, this is the most, like, overhyped thing to have, like, the most muted level of response I've ever seen in my life when the game came out. And it's sad, because I think it deserves more. It's Game of the Year. I don't know about that one. I don't think it's necessarily Game of the Year, but we can assume that maybe it is. Best ongoing? Oh boy, here we go. Chat. We have a lot of games here. Fortnite. We're not... Chat, I'm not picking Fortnite. Chat, here's the thing, right? I said I wouldn't be biased towards chat. I'd be biased towards myself. Genshin Impact, that's what I'm saying. I think, personally, I was actually going to pick Genshin Impact, because they just released, I think, a few months ago, or a while ago, actually. Maybe beginning of the year. They have the new realm where you can go underwater. So that's why. Cyberpunk, just because they've been working hard. Maybe. Fontaine? Yeah. They added Fontaine. So that's the thing. And I think that Fontaine looks so cool. But, in fucking Sumeru, yeah. Although that came out last year, I'm pretty sure. I think Sumeru was released last year. I need to play Genshin again. I'm not saying that at any point I may go back to doing Genshin and may or may not stream it at any point, but that may happen. But it rips my money away. It doesn't rip my money away. I don't spend money on this game. I'm not even that far in to a point where I'm, like, wanting to spend money. That's the thing. I just play with a lot of the free, characters it gives me. Sarah, quit staring at me, alright? Okay, let me think realistically for a second. Because, you know, Genshin Impact, it added a lot of stuff. But I will agree on one thing, that even though Fortnite is not my go-to game of choice, they did bring back the classic mode. They brought back, like, the classic map. They brought back a lot of things. They've been improving on it ongoing since they came out in 2017, so, you know, they have been hard at work. I will not diss that. I know that they have been working hard on it and keeping it, you know, in check, basically. So, you know, I'll give them that. I just personally don't like Fortnite. I think the only times I've enjoyed it is when I'm playing the no build mode. And that's really it. And that's once in a blue moon, which is like every 2 years. At least ever since that's, you know, when no build mode came out, it's like, that's how much I've enjoyed it whenever that happened. But other than that, it's basically like, you know, Zone Wars, chat. Chat, I don't care about Zone Wars. If you ignore the shitty artifact system, the gacha, the lollies, and the Minecraft YouTuber part of the community, Genshin is a good game. Yeah. So true. I just want Cyberpunk to win something for the W because they work hard on it. That's true. And, you know, I can't, you know, disagree that they haven't tried, because, you know, Cyberpunk has been through absolute hell and back trying to clean up the reputation it got when the game first released, with a very bad, you know, buggy, problematic release, by the way. But, it's fixed itself, obviously. It's gotten better. It's really good. Apex? Yeah, Apex. I've been ignoring Apex. It's just Apex. I don't give a shit. I could care less about Apex, but I do know that they recently released a new character. So I know, and I think that was tied in. I'm almost certain that was tied in with like a Post Malone like promotion of some kind, if I remember correctly. But you know, I think personally, it is a tie between Fortnite and Genshin Impact. It's those two games that are like, you know, up here. Final Fantasy, it's Final Fantasy. Fuck Final, fuck Apex, give Titanfall 3. Also true. Walker Spittin', yeah. I'm surprised they don't have like, you know, Titanfall or like some other games. Shit, I mean, shout out to my friend Jordan, of course, but you know, I'm surprised that Destiny isn't on here. Because that's also, or Destiny 2, I should say, because that's also, you know, an ongoing game. But I guess it's because they didn't have anything big this year that came out. But yeah, I think D2 is ass, D2 trash. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm not too surprised, but at the same time, that game deserves to die. Dude. Fuck Bungie. That's why I'm not a Destiny player, because it's bad. You know, I think here's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure last year I voted for Genshin, so I'll do this. Chat, just for you, we're giving it to Fortnite. Round of applause. Anyways, got a little heated. So next raid when? Yeah, totally not happening. No, you just suck at parkour, Mel. No. Alright, best community support. Okay, now you damn, that's crazy. That is wild. That's not planned. LD2, yeah. No Man's Sky is on here. But, you know, it's funny that I mentioned, like, D2 not being on here, and then there it is. Ginger's, where's your Starfield? Yeah, I want to point out, there's no Starfield that I've seen so far. D2 is all community support. Yeah, and I see no support here. I'm gonna be real, though. Realistically, Baldur's Gate gets a lot of support. Cyberpunk gets a lot of support. Final Fantasy, amazing support. No Man's Sky, I think, has also gotten some pretty good support as well. D2 is a mixed bag. I vote on, can I read? Hello? I'd vote No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk. Probably Cyberpunk. Maybe. I'd probably pick, like, I think I'd pick, you know, Cyberpunk or Final Fantasy. I'm not voting Baldur's Gate. That is already, like, here's the thing, right? I know for a fact it could, you know, it has a lot of support behind it, but I'm not picking it myself. I think I'll give it to Cyberpunk, because I know the support is, like, insane behind it. Next category. Best independent game. Okay, now we're talking. However... Oh wait, Viewfinder and Dave the Diver's on here. Ooh. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Cocoon? I haven't played Cocoon, and I definitely have not heard of it. Dave? I'm thinking... Bro, everybody's saying Dave. Or Viewfinder. Here's the thing, right? I think Viewfinder kind of gets this in my eyes. I loved watching Smitty play through Viewfinder. And I think the concept is so good. Because, it's... Viewfinder, IMO, but Dave is also good. Yeah, Dave is also pretty good. I like the art style of it. But Viewfinder is one of those games that is, like... It's so good. Probably go for Dredge or Sea of Stars. Well, I haven't really seen much of Sea of Stars. That's the thing. Dredge I also haven't really seen much of. Cocoon, same thing. Those games I haven't seen a whole lot of. I've maybe heard about them, but I just, you know, I think I would give it to Viewfinder. IMO. I've seen nothing on Sea of Stars. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, here's the thing though, the cover art for this looks cute. I love it, but I think Viewfinder gets this. Let's see, where are we at right now? 11 out of 31. Let's kind of speed it up a little bit. Oh, Pizza Tower. Okay, wait. Best debut indie game. Pizza Tower. I saw so many memes of this game when it came out that I genuinely believed that this game was going to be the new Undertale. Pizza Tower. I'm addicted to that shit. First game by a new company. Yeah. There's that. Viewfinder's also on here. We got more Cocoon, Dredge, and then Venba, which I've never heard of this game. Val, what? What do you mean? I look. I think... Chat, we don't talk about what the beer is made out of. Anyways. I played Venba, it's wholesome. I haven't played this game. I did kind of hear about it, though. No Lethal Company. Yeah, I don't think Lethal Company is gonna be on the fucking, Game Awards, because I think it just came out. So, didn't have time to be nominated, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, but I'm torn between... I mean, here's the thing. For the amount of memes and support and everybody talking about it, I think it has to go to Pizza Tower. So I think I'm gonna give it to that. Just because I do know that it has a lot of a community behind it. And I know it's definitely a good game. Also, good night, Walker. So Pizza Tower earns that vote. Next one. Best mobile game? Oh boy. Honkai Star Rail? Oh no, okay. Chat, I want it to be known, I am not a mobile gamer. I've never played any of these games, except I almost wanted to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Hello Kitty. Honkai, moving on. Honkai, probably. We love Honkai. You know what? Here's the thing, though. I did see Sarah playing Honkai, and honestly, it's a lot like Genshin Impact, so I know that. I think a lot of people are voting Hello Kitty. That's the thing. I think I'm torn between Hello Kitty and Honkai. That's just bootleg Animal Crossing, Bell. Is it actually? Because there's no way. You know, actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what the main difference is, to be honest. I mean, it's basically the same game. Let's be real here for a second. But I think... Oh my god, this is a tough choice. Honestly, I didn't see a whole lot of people talking about Hello Kitty Island Adventure once it released. I saw people hyping it up. I didn't see anything after the fact. So, you know, that's the sad thing. Honkai Star Rail, however, you know, a lot of people that like that game like Genshin Impact or similar games to it. So I think, you know, genuinely it might be Honkai that takes it. It's better than everything else. True. Also, good night, Speedman. We'll give it to Honkai. It's pretty good. Like, I don't play it because I play Genshin Impact, but I have considered playing Honkai as well. The only time I've heard of Hello Kitty is from South Park. Understandable. Best VR or AR? Ooh. The Resident Evil Village VR mode is on here. Honestly, like, let's be real here for a second. Like, this? Mommy? Yeah. Chat, look, there is no question whatsoever about this. Everybody that was, you know, waiting for this game to get into VR in some way, shape, or form probably saw that this VR mode was coming out and said, fuck it, getting the VR headset just to see Mommy. Hands down. So absolutely we're going for it. No questions. Alright, best action game? Ooh. Remnant 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Ghost Runner, Dead Island 2, and then Armored Core. Sarah? Bro? Alright, I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that. Anyways, probably Hi-Fi or Armored Core 6. I'm thinking it's definitely between those two. Dead Island 2. Here's the thing. Everybody was fucking waiting for this game, and some of the things I was seeing about this game were so funny because everybody was experiencing a buggy experience. But other than that, I heard that the game was pretty solid because, you know, everybody's been waiting for Dead Island 2. It flopped. I know. That's the sad thing. Is that it flopped and everybody was waiting for it because the first Dead Island was really good. But the second game, you know, after over 10 years, or I think actually it probably has been 10 years since the last game. It's fun, but not because it's good. Yeah. I say, I don't think it's, you know, because it's good, but I think it's fun. Remnant 2 is really good. Yeah, I heard Remnant 2 is pretty solid. I think though, I definitely would give it to, like, you know, Hi-Fi, probably. As much as, you know, I want to think realistically on, or even positively on Dead Island 2. It's, it didn't, like, it came out and that was it. Nobody hyped it up afterwards, and then all I saw were people complaining about how fucking broken the game was. So, you know, and Hi-Fi Rush is a unique experience because of the fact that the battle scenes or sequences, you have to time to the music. So it's a unique experience. And I think it's a good action game in that sense. Remnant 2, I heard was really good because of just, you know, how much there was with it. I have not heard much about Armored Core, but I assume it is good. Hi-Fi Rush is, like, the only game like itself. It's so unique. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna give it to Hi-Fi Rush because it's a very unique concept. Armored Core is chaotic action. I love it. Yeah. To be honest, Hi-Fi Rush because it's the only one I know. True. Val? Yes, Sarah? Look at regular dudes? Why? Why should I look in regular dudes? What is this? What the fuck am I looking at? What is this? Alright, cool. I'm not gonna show it on stream just in case I leak anything, because there's a lot of details in that DM, but... Chat, just imagine a cheeseburger with lipstick, with the caption Beast Trigger on it. Or no, not even Beast Trigger. Beast Chussy. With the Pixar font below it. And it's also by Kurger Bing, apparently. So that's cool. My fucking Twitter opened because I was trying to tab into something. There we go. Wood? Alright, no. Chat, y'all aren't saying wood. That is not what we're doing. You all need help. Yeah. I'll put it in suspects. True. Alright, so anyways, Hi-Fi Rush for best action game. Alright, best action adventure. Okay. Ooh. There's... TOTK. Easy. Spider-Man? Yeah, okay, I think that's the screenshot. Spider-Man? Spider-Man? I'm thinking Spider-Man. I was thinking that, because a lot of these... It's like, Jedi Survivor, cool. It's neat. Tears of the Kingdom, it's Tears of the Kingdom. Resident Evil is like Resident Evil. I'm required to say it. Alan Wake is, you know, it's Alan Wake. But Spider-Man 2... I mean, shit, like, 19 inches of Venom, hello? Like, hell yeah, we're doing it. Jedi Survivor was fun, but it wasn't fun at the same time. Yeah, it felt like it dragged, honestly. It really felt like it dragged in some places. TOTK. I love TOTK, but I think action-wise, you know, it's Spider-Man. Best RPG... Chat, we all... there's Starfield. Chat, we have to agree that it's not Starfield. Please pick it. I'm not voting Starfield. We all know. Chat, I think we all know to pick something that isn't Starfield, and I'm gonna be real for a second and say it has to be. It's Baldur's fucking Gate, Nyx. Oh my fucking god. Hello, chat. Yeah, chat. Nyx is gonna hold me at gunpoint because he loves Baldur's Gate, but I don't know if I can really pick it. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy, or Lies of P. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, all of those, you know. Because, okay, I actually do have to think logistically for a second on this one, because Baldur's Gate 3 is literally fucking... It's literally D&D simulator, and it's like, it's a fucking RPG. It's a roleplay action game. That's the whole point of it. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not playing it ever. Fuck Baldur's Gate. True. Bear fuckers. Like, I'm not playing it ever, but, you know, I have to agree that it's basically, you know, an RPG. It's the true, like, voice crack. The true, you know, epitome of an RPG. Final Fantasy. I also think that it's, you know, also the epitome of an RPG. And it's also really fucking good. I mean, Lies of P, also the same thing. Nurge, I know. I know Nyx is very much a nurge in this situation. Also hot about characters, yeah. Oh my god, this is actually a little bit of a tough thing. Give Austin a Tumblr sexy man badge. You know what? Vote Sea of Stars. True. And Starfield is ass. Starfield flopped horrendously. I think, personally, I'm giving it to Final Fantasy. Because it's such a good RPG. And it's a given. I think that's gonna be the winner anyways in this category. And if it doesn't, if Baldur's Gate fucking wins it, then goddamn. Best fighting game? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, Leo, let me ask you before you bitch. Damn, sorry, that's crazy. Alright. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 just came out, though, so I feel like that's not a fair argument. It's not really... I feel like it doesn't give anything else, like, a fighting chance. God of Rock, I've never fucking heard of. Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. Pocket Bravery, I've never fucking heard of. And then Street Fighter is Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, yeah. Also, good night, Gingers. Nickelodeon 2 is good, but still really buggy. Yeah, like, it just came out, I'm pretty sure, like, not too long ago. The first game, when it first came out, was also really buggy, but then they improved it and fixed it. But I think, you know, that by that point it was a little too late. I also have to point out that, fucking... what was it? Multiverses. That's not on here. And I think it was on this last year, I'm pretty sure. Or I could be wrong, but I know for a fact a lot of people were wanting multiverses for stuff, but that game is right now very much dead. Say Mortal Kombat is really good this year. Yeah. Multiverses is pay to win, I thought. Well, it's technically, I don't know if it's really pay to win, but the thing with Multiverses is the fact that the whole game, supposedly, after people stopped playing it and, you know, whatnot, and realized that the game was not really that fulfilling, they said, oh yeah, thanks for playing our open beta. And then, you know, retracted, like, everything that they said about it being you know, an actual release with the battle pass and whatnot, because I swear to god they never said anything about open beta when they released the game at first. So, you know. Buddy system is fun, let's not forget the Omni-Man beat the shit out of Scorpion. True. I like how I learned to test shit in Beat Saber when you were on vote 3 and I come back to vote 17. Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of going through our time on this one. Multiverses died off and they just say, my money now, yum yum. Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1 sweeps this category. That's what I'm thinking, because it's Mortal Kombat. Like, even if people were voting the hell out of, like, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 or, like, Street Fighter, I think Mortal Kombat is gonna win anyways. And I'm gonna give it to it, because it is Mortal Kombat. It's one of the fighting games. It's the fighting game, exactly. Oh, here we go. Best family game, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Chat, we all know what it is. Value better. Chat, Party Animals fucking sweeps. Are you kidding me? It is a sweep. It is so good, and it's so much fun. Like, I love Pikmin, but look, it's Party Animals. No exceptions. And if I find out you voted for something that wasn't Party Animals, you're banned. Best sim. Alright, where's Animal Crossing? Alright, strategy, of course, too, is part of this. City Skyline 2. I almost said the thing. What did you almost say? Excuse me? Because Pikmin. Oh. Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah. I get what you're trying to say. You. Hi, Dimos. Best sim and strategy. No one say the slur. I know. Nobody's allowed to say anything. I think I gotta give it to City Skylines. It's one of those games that I don't play it, but I sometimes sit and watch people play it, and I just love it. It's a vibe. And I know that City Skylines 2, like, everybody was really excited to see come out. So, you know, it's either that or, like, you know, because Fire Emblem, I'm sorry to all my friends and my acquaintances that love Fire Emblem, but I can't, I'm sorry, I gotta break your hearts here. Pikmin, I love Pikmin, but we all know what's happening. Also, we're gonna ignore the first game. Well, I saw you and Quo got Lethal Company. Dimos? Are you insisting on something? Because if you're down, I'm down. You know, I'm just saying. Would love to play Lethal Company. It'd be great. Next game. Or next category. Best sports and racing, alright. EA Sports, FC 24, F1 23, Forza, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, chat. And then the crew. Hot Wheels? Yeah. Chat, I don't play any of these games, and I'm gonna be real. No matter what, I already know EA Sports is gonna fucking win, but it's Hot Wheels. It's fucking Hot Wheels. Are you kidding me? We're getting Hot Wheels. For the meme? Yeah, we're doing it for the meme. Alright. 21 to 31. 10 left. Best multiplayer? Oh, come on. Chat, we promised. It's a sweep. It's a sweep. No questions asked. Best adaptation. Okay, now... Oh, no. Oh, no, because The Mario movie was so fucking good, but I also know The Last of Us was really fucking good. This is hard. It's obvious. Chat. No FNAF movie. They don't have the FNAF movie on here, which is sad. Because that is actually, from what I understand, was actually a really fucking good, like, adaptation. Fuck The Last of Us, we want Daddy Bowser. Mario movie was so good, so many references that were on point. I know. Like, for a movie that, you know, really encapsulates the entire fucking, you know, like, franchise, it's really good. How did Ben finish voting? Because and you're still voting. We have, look, we have 9 left. We're almost there. I've only been live for about, an hour and a half. Because I'm thinking, alright? And I'm gonna point out, if I wasn't live, it would have taken a lot faster. Like, it would have been done in a snap, but I'm thinking, alright? Anyways, Mario movie. Just to get past this. Pedro, please. I know, I'm sorry. I love The Last of Us, but it can't be. Most anticipated game. Oh boy. Okay. There's a lot of these. I think though. Chat, do not hate me for this, but I love Hades. Where GTA 6, I know. Hades 2, yeah, it's Hades 2. No questions. Moving on. We're moving on, because Hades 2. Content Creator of the Year? Okay. Okay, it's a tie. It's a tie, because Quackity has been doing a lot this year, but also Iron Mouse has done so much this year as well. Cypher? I don't know if well, Cypher's done a lot too. But Iron Mouse? I know. Iron Mouse or Quackity. I'm torn between those two people. People make games. Like, is also pretty fucking good. Spreen, I'm gonna be real, I don't know who this is. Another Quackity, but fucking we already won. I know one of these motherfuckers. Yeah. Chat, we're going with our queen. We love Iron Mouse in this house. That was also not meant to be a rhyme, but you know. Best esports game? Chat, I think if I don't do this, I'm gonna get killed, so... we have to give it to Counter-Strike. Yeah. Who's Iron Mouse? A VTuber. CS, yeah, we're giving it to Counter-Strike too. We're doing that. Alright, next one. We're almost done, chat. We're speeding through the last few categories. Best esports athlete... I don't know any of these people because I don't follow these, fucking, like, esports, but... Sarah. Yeah, I kind of thought so. If you didn't do it, you would have been put to death. Yeah. Chat. I don't know any of these motherfuckers. I don't know. I don't follow League of Legends. Also, there's 2 League of Legends players, and then one of each other game from, like, CSGO, Valorant, Call of Duty, Apex. Just let Sarah tell you the pick. Say less. We're going with this. I like the number 3. Yeah, so true, Dimos. Best esports team? I feel like I have to pick this. Otherwise, Sarah is once again going to kill me. We're just gonna lean into the CS because, yeah, there it is. Alright. Is this the... Okay, we're almost there. Best esports coach. How many esports things are there? Oh my god, do I just have to pick Counter-Strike for everything? Zonic. I will take your word for it. Best esports event, 2023 League of Legends World Championship. Blast TV Paris Major 2023, Evo 2023, none of these. CSGO Paris Major, okay, sure thing. Oh my god. Alright, keep going, we got... Oh, return home. we got one more to vote for, chat. We've hit the end. Alright. Chat, we got the game of the year. We voted for everything except game of the year. Now it's time. Alright, so... Only one answer. TMTK, Baldur's Gate 3, bro, Spider-Man 2. Chat. I'm gonna not look at you for a second. I'm going to sit here and stare at this screen. And then we're gonna pick Spider-Man 2, because that fucking sweeps. And that's it. That's game of the year. No questions. 19 inches must win. Oh my god. Thank you. Yeah. Chat, we did it. We got through every single category. Baldur's Gate, I don't even like the game genre, but I love the game. Yeah. I was about to say, you're dead. Bro. I want to be in all 19 inches? Huh? Elder? Excuse me? Alright then, anyways, chat. Well, we voted, that's cool. Now we have to wait and see if that even fucking matters in, like, 16 days. Oh my god, that was, technically that shouldn't have taken as long, but I really wanted to just think about this, you know? Gotta keep it TOS friendly, you know? Bro. Okay, well... That was fun? Yeah, that was fun. Good voting, everybody. Round of applause. Y'all did fucking nothing. GTA 6 for the Game Awards? Or the trailer for the Game Awards? I would hope so, but I don't think... Well, they did say they would release something in December, so we'll see. Gonna do my homework. It's due in half an hour. Do your homework. Jesus Christ, please do your homework. So can't believe you didn't vote for Yuri. Listen. I have no other response. What Basket said. Yeah, listen, chat, I don't want to hear it. I picked what I picked. And that is all. You heard him? I'm sorry. Rabbit fucker, we don't call me that. Who'd you vote for? I voted for Neil Newbon for voice actor. Chad GCP speedrun. Oh god. GTA 6, except it's just a compilation of every time Trevor's ass is on screen. Nix. Furry ass L, bro. Oh my god. Y'all, this can't be happening. Chat, my tweet's gotten even more traction. What the fuck is this? Hold on. This is wild. Does somebody want to tell me why my tweet has 238 likes? Where are y'all fucking coming from? What is this? Dude, it's a canon event. Is it popular now? Bro. Dude. I cannot believe this. Hey, shout out Puffer, you know, just... Unbelievable. Make it 239? No way. That hoe bagel? No way, what's up? I feel like... Hold on. Says you have messages in here before. Who are you? I don't recognize you. Anyways, hello, welcome. Oh my god, chat, hold on, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Hold. Okay, we're good. Is PK? Oh shit, hey! Hey, PK! I was like, who the fuck is this? And I didn't recognize you whatsoever. My bad. What's up, man? It's been a minute. Oh my god. Chat. I've been live for an hour and a half, and now I don't know what to do. Also, no way, shout out Sarah and Quokey for DMing me on Twitter. How we doing? We chillin'. We vibin'. Chat. I don't know what to do now, and I'm gonna be real, I could either end right now, or I could keep doing something else. I don't know. I got no other ideas. Boki and I share the same brain cell, I know. You like those hot tub streamers and start farting? Hell no. Apparently that's the trend now. Yeah, we good. I ain't doing that. Well, you have Twitter DMs open? Yes. We keep it going? How am I supposed to keep it going? That's the thing. I don't know what to do now. Chat, tell me how your evening is now that we've discussed all of the voting for the Game Awards. What is this? Is that... Okay, that's just... Thanks for that, Baskin. I appreciate it. We chillin'? Yeah, we chillin'. Shit, good job. Oh, man. Oh, my back. It's also really hot in my closet, holy shit. Evening is going well, eating cheese, sipping vodka. Life is... I assume you mean to say Gucci in that, but yes, good. I'm glad. Oh, man. Fuck you and fuck you. How about that? You know, I could do some editing. We could end the night with that. I don't see why not. Spent a lot of today going through a 10-hour VOD and clipping things. Still didn't finish it. Yeah, it'd be like that. Just get out of the closet then. So true. Why didn't I think of that? Chat, we could end the night off with a little bit of editing. If my computer or my editing software doesn't, you know, die on me, that is. Hold on. Let me make sure. Uh-oh, wait. I just realized something. Where is it? My stream overlay got moved. Hold on. Good night, y'all. Good night, Dimos. Hold on. I'm just doing a quick thing here, chat. Give me a second. Here. Chat, you're just gonna see the screen for just a second while I try to... There we go. Okay, now it's working. It was brokey for a second. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up my editing software and we're gonna just edit for the rest of the evening. And y'all get to see a little behind the scenes of a little project. AKA a video that's gonna come out next week. Streamer doesn't know. What is it? What's going on? What's happening? Is there something I'm missing out on? I don't like that. No Pezzy video leaks? Yeah, sorry guys. I'm not gonna be leaking the video files. Can you put Subway Surfers on the top left, please? How about no? You're blind? What do you mean I'm blind? What is it? Hold on. How am I blind? Hold on, am I looking at something? I'm checking everything. One second. Read your chat, dummy. Hold on. Okay. Alright, I think I see what's going on. Bro. That is false information. Not in Discord? Yeah, no, I don't mean in Discord. I definitely I scrolled up in in my own chat. Don't worry, I saw. Fuck you mean? False! Anywho. Oh, also, hi, Alex. I didn't see that. Hi, how are you? Hold on. Let me, slash VIP. Just, because I swear, I didn't know your fucking thing. We seen the likes. We don't talk about the likes. Alright, we don't talk about that. Can't get away from this. I know. Look, chat. We don't worry about it, okay? That is not what this is about. Hold on. Wait, Val, what is it? What is it questionable? Any updates on the date? Chat, we're editing, okay? Ah, shit. Why is it? Hold on. There we go. Also my VTuber is not up here. Hold on. We're not gonna talk about the date. There is nothing, there's no new updates on that. Donawald, yeah. Yeah, Donawald, that's basically it. It's leaked, I know, crazy. That's Sarah, there's a lot of stuff there. I know. Hold on. You know what, fuck it, we're not gonna have a VTuber for this scene. We're just gonna do whatever. Chat. No way, no way, my woman, true. There's so much going on here. Yeah, chat, this is what we got so far. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit too, by the way. I want to preface by saying, by the way, is that, this may be a little laggy because of how much is going on here, but I also don't know why it's, like, brokey in some places when it comes to the playback. It's just a little, it's just kind of like that. It's not always like that for every project. It plays back smoothly most of the time, but in some places, it's just not working. But yeah, so these are also just over here because they just need to be over here. Oh, can I move it? It's very jittery. It is very broken. Also, I'm just gonna close that. What program are you using? I'm using, Wondershare Filmora, which is, hold on. If I were to, that's not it. Not that. There it is. It was hidden behind my donation ticker, but it's up, over here. So, I use this to edit a lot of my shit, basically. I know how to make things look smooth. It looks very chaotic, though. We're working on subtitles now, so we have a lot to do, in this situation. I was gonna do, like, something here, but I want to focus on subtitles before I do anything else. Also, good night, Sarah. You have a good one. Oh, chat. Hold on. My thing is frozen. I'm gonna turn for the night. Good luck editing. 400 likes on your tweet, bro. Yeah, I can't wait to wake up in the morning to see that, fucking this tweet. Sophie liked my tweet. Wait, chat. We got the Sophie like. It's done for. I'm done. I'm doomed. It's happened. It's done for. We're in for it now. Oh my god, I still can't believe it. Oh my god, we need to retweet it, bro. I think right now the retweets that it's at is, you know what is it at? Because I didn't see it. I've also jumped in followers again. It's at 11 retweets. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh my god. Alright, onwards with editing. I honestly am trying to remember. I think here I just die a bunch of times. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, by the way, is that the playback may be a little laggy in some places, even though it moves on to the next clip. So, you know, the audio, it may seem like it desyncs, but it's not. It's all fine. It's just sometimes the playback gets fucked up. I also hope, like, all of y'all can hear this. Oh. I just fucking died in this clip. That's cool. Oh my god, that was like... Okay, now I can move shit around. I plan on doing something... So I have, like, this right here, which I was gonna do a slow-mo of my death, but, we'll do that. We can? Okay, good. Because it's a little low for me, but it's quiet, but we can. I can do this. Hold on. I might turn it up a little bit, because if it's way too loud for myself, I know it's gonna be too loud for chat or for stream, so I try to, like, keep it at a reasonable volume. Let's do something like that. Let's see how bad that is. If it'll work. Hold on. There we go. It's still... I feel like it's still a little quiet, but I don't want it to be overbearingly loud. But we'll go back to... I'll also turn the music down just a little bit. Let me also put chat back up over here. When did Streamlabs become so money hungry? I remember being able to use so many features without paying. You can still technically use some features, but I don't use the actual, like, Streamlabs software anymore for streaming. That's the thing. It sucks. Because a lot of the overlays now are behind paywalls, which are dumb. Just did one day, and now a lot of people use OBS. Yeah. I used it all the time back then, and recently went to test it out again, but quickly hit a brick wall. That's the thing. Chat, I have to say this, and I will say with my whole chest, never, when you're starting out streaming, use Streamlabs OBS. Just use OBS. I don't, like, you can use so many overlays from Streamlabs through the website, fucking dashboard, and put them into regular OBS instead of using it all built into one thing, because it eats up your resources. It's a terrible fucking thing. It's trash. It's dog shit. Let's see, I think I died here. Okay, I know what clip this is. Hold on. It's a little loud. Let me just, chat. I died multiple times here, and I was just getting railed, okay? I want it to be known that that's what happened. The cutoff was not the greatest. Oh my god, but yeah. Anyways, next clip. Oh my god, this is... The playback thing is gonna annoy me. What up, bro? What up, Connie? Railed? Yeah. You're getting your ass what? Don't worry about it. Okay, wait, I think I know what this is.
Damn, you just like me for real.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Moving on to the next clip here. Actually, no, we'll do some subtitling for this section really quick. So... I think... Did I... Oh, I don't have my subtitle. Okay, so... Hold on. And then we're gonna change this. If it'll... There we go. Outline. Boom. This is how I can keep track of all my subtitle uses, by the way, is by doing this. Lifesaver. So I think... Yeah, it's like right here. Oh my god. Please? Can I get this to work?
I'm getting my ass fucked, bro.
Okay, that's gonna be a lovely thing to hear over and over again. Oh boy. Alright. Favorite part of doing this whole thing? The subtitles. Now that's a great ASMR, Kappa. Yeah. I don't know if that's really great ASMR. I think that's the worst ASMR. Taking it out of context. Bro. Now I gotta time it.
I'm getting my
Okay. Yeah, like right here at the peak is when I say ass. Okay. Actually. There we go. And yes, I do write out fucked censored like this every fucking time. I prefer it that way. So now we have to look back and see if it's timed correctly.
I'm getting my ass fucked, bro.
Okay, yeah, that works. We're good. I might go back and clean it up later like I do with all the other ones. Because I always go back and finish these up more so they don't look so crappy.
Damn, you just like me for real.
Oh, yep, okay. This is definitely Sarah. This is going to be really helpful for learning how to edit. Yeah, I need to get back into doing, like, editing streams. I wouldn't always do them frequently when I was working for Slack, because I kept a lot of that stuff more to myself anyways, because I preferred, you know, it's not even that I was under, like, any form of, like, contract or anything like that. I just, you know, didn't always like airing out projects before they were supposed to be out, especially if they're, you know, with certain bigger YouTubers. So, you know, I don't always do them, but it really depends. Sometimes I like doing it for fun, because then people get to see what I'm working on as an editor for other people. And, you know, being an editor now has really changed, like, a lot of my perspective on stuff. If you want to edit now, you should get back into editing, Quokey. I don't see why you shouldn't. I have a feeling I know what I say here, but I'm gonna play this just in case.
I'm not liking it.
Okay, yeah, but it's something I've noticed with. Oh my god. Radio FM. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry. I probably wasn't like that. That surprised me. I was like, am I reading that right or not? Something I noticed with it, like the fucking audio sometimes desyncing is like when other audio clips like this are cut the way they are. So then it like breaks it up kind of. I know I should, but it's hard. I know. Chat, like oh god, my thing froze. Like, that's me right now with editing this and trying to edit my best of 2023. But, yeah, my best of 2023 is gonna be a video, to put it simply. Like, that's the best way to put it. It basically goes all the way to here. Move that over. Thinking, hold on. Since I got a lot of footage and a lot of stuff being made for the future, I really need to learn how to edit or start making a lot more money to pay someone to do it for me. Chat, I'm gonna be real. I really think that I should have invested at least a little bit of time into getting somebody to, I guess, like outsource cutting footage at least, because I wanted to get so much more content out this year in terms of, like, you know, being consistent. I really did, but shit just kind of hit the fan. Which is very unfortunate. And I think, a part of it just has to do with, like, life being life right now. It's been hell this year. Not to say that it's been horrible, but I definitely have been going through a lot. What do you mean, cutting footage? So basically, obviously, when it comes to making videos, you gotta cut all of the recording sessions down. You gotta, like, because obviously, chat, this whole thing came from a separate session, that we did for Party Animals. We just played CSGO, or CS2 for a little bit. That's basically what we did. And that's why with this, it's a little bit easier for me to get through, because it was only like 40 minutes of footage to go through. But I have hours and hours of like grounded footage and raft footage that we recorded this year. I have a few hours of Minecraft footage that we also went through. I have a lot of stuff that I wanted to have out for this year, but it just, fucking life happened. And I think because I ended up putting a lot of focus into editing for other people once Pezzy picked me up, I really had no motivation for stuff that I wanted to do. So like what I gave you, well, if what you gave me is like every single like cut up clip versus, you know, instead of it being like, you know, all of the raw footage in its entirety, then technically, but you know, it really depends on how you look at it. So I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna do this. So for instance, this whole thing, right? This entire session, it's about 3 hours long. It's a long session. Also, what's up, Midas? But yeah, it's a very long session. So you know, in theory, if I really wanted to get through all of that, I wanted to, you know, I feel like I would need somebody to help me get through some of it. Holy damn, yeah, it's a lot. Hold on. I think, can this play? I gotta head to bed. Y'all have a good one. Alright, see ya, Alex. Have a good one. Pass it through AI to cut it down to the funniest moments. Now we good. It takes a while when you're only looking for good parts. Yeah. It's really, like, it takes a lot to go through. Which is why the best of 2023 is gonna take way longer, because I don't have any of those videos that I would have had done, you know, to make things easier to go through my best of, because then I wouldn't have to be scouring through days and days of footage, like, chat. Without leaking my entire recording folder, I have a total of at least 25 separate, like, recording sessions for Grounded. Because that's the longest series I've had for this year. So that's a lot of footage, and they're all mainly, like, you know, 2 to 4 hours.
I'm not liking it.
Oh my god, okay, this finally responded, thank god, Jesus Christ. That's at least 100 hours or something. Well, not 100 hours, no. I think the game total, or the game time that I have in total is about, I think 30 to 40, or I think it's like about 49 hours, I'm pretty sure. Probably 35, yeah. Because they're all like, you know, 2 to 4 hour sessions, so I think it's close to 39, or at least, you know, 45. Because we were playing the shit out of that game. Editing streams return? Editing streams do return. Okay, now that this is actually responding now,
I'm not liking it.
now we just gotta time it to this. Okay. Okay, audio is gone. That's cool. It's responding very slowly.
Problem.
There we go. You know, I hear Baskin say what in this clip right here, so I'll just do... And here's the thing, too. Some of this needs to still be cleaned up a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna move this over here really quick. Do that. You know, for this being on More Valion, I should have just said, fuck it, we're not doing any heavy edits on this, but I still want to get back into the swing of things. Editing is not that hard to learn, but also takes a long time to finish a video or anything for editing. Yeah, especially when you're somebody that does a lot of it solo like me, with no help whatsoever. Like, the closest I've gotten to getting help on a video, which, shout out to my friend Nyx for doing this for me. The last video that I did for Slack was the Purge video, and I was on a time crunch, basically. And I was almost unsure of going through almost a 2.5-hour VOD to find all the clips, so I sent Nyx the links for all of the VODs for that session, and told him, give me timestamps, I will give you the recording file as well, please give me anything, and help me out. And he wrote down timestamps for everything that he thought was funny, and that ended up equaling a banger video. Because what I also did is, anybody that watched that video noticed that I also included Puffer's perspective for the Purge News Network segment that he was doing, because he was interviewing fucking, what was it, Speedy and them during the part where they were blowing up Jack's base. So during that whole thing, I decided to include sort of a multi-perspective, you know, interview, which, you know, granted, I fucked up a little bit of it because I forgot to remove some audio clips from the overlapped visuals. So some of it ended up making it into the video, which people can probably hear if they were to go back and watch it, but it's, I honestly thought that was, like, the most impressive thing I was able to do, and I've never done anything like that before. So, you know, it's, editing is something. Once you start learning the basics, you really start, like, testing what you can do with it and expanding how you can make things better. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know what is the funny, so it's hard to know what you put in the video. Honestly, the funny... Chat, do y'all want to hear the story of my first editing trial that I did with Pezzy? Do y'all want to hear how that went? Because I don't think I ever really talked about that. I feel like now I can talk about it. It's been a few months, and obviously now I work, you know, part-time as his editor. But basically, so this is before PAX, obviously. Pezzy asked for editors in March. And a couple weeks, I think it's a week and a half goes by. He reaches out to me, says, hey, I liked your stuff. Would you be willing to do a trial? And I say, sure. And basically, this trial consists of a recording session that he did with Soup, I think Puffer, Grizzy, Droid, and Matt. At least, yeah, it was them. And more or less, what had happened, obviously the new wave of Mario Kart maps had came out at the time. I'm gonna listen to this, make sure it's good. Just gonna do this. Actually, no, I'll just move these over a little bit. But the new wave of Mario Kart maps came out. Soup and Matt, yeah, Soup and Matt. It's easy funnies, no problem. The only thing for me is because I've never worked with Mario Kart footage before. So, for me, I was kind of intimidated to be working on this at all. I wasn't sure how to... I'm gonna turn this down, but, you know, I'll turn it back up afterwards. I just need to listen to this. Okay. I gotta overlay this. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. I was given the footage, I didn't know what to do with it. I was, like, I was confident in my abilities, but I also knew that there was a lot to go through. It was like a 4-hour session. And there was a lot to, you know, be done with it, and I wasn't sure how to really go about working with it, since I've never worked with Mario Kart footage. But I wanted to encapsulate as much of his editing style that I could. Because I know who his editors are. I know he has Wozens, which is a very talented motherfucker. I love his stuff. And I was trying my best to keep the energy that he would for any other Mario Kart video, so I did what I normally do, which is replicate editing styles. And something that I learned afterwards is I actually ended up leaving out a lot of the funny, which, as it turns out, I was avoiding a lot of the chaotic races that they did towards the end, and instead was focusing on the new maps that they did. Which, you know, was my first mistake. But that wasn't to say that this was, like, you know, the worst mistake I could have ever made as an editor. I've made plenty of other mistakes, and nobody's perfect at the end of the day either. Like, it's just a given. But, what ended up happening is... yeah, there we go. Pezzy reviews it a couple weeks later, because he's at PAX when I send him the finished product. And he tells me that he likes what I've done, because he loves the subtitles, the sound effects, everything else looks perfect. The only problem was the funny was left out, and that's just because I ended up leaving out a lot of the chaos that they did with the last few races. And I've learned since then that I have to find the chaos in order to find the funny, or in some cases with videos like, he never uploaded it, but I'll talk about it. There was a video that was supposed to come out of him doing, what was it? The Perfect Heist with, I think it was Matt, Smitty, Puffer, and Grizzy. And I think Droid was there too. Yeah, Droid was there. And in that session, I cracked the video out in 3 days. And, you know, it's... it was definitely a very new situation, because that was the first video I actually got to work on that was a multiplayer session. Prior to that, the first video that officially went out was, it was that horror video of the 9 Child Street. And prior to that, I had also never worked on horror footage. So being an editor has taught me a lot when it comes to being flexible and trying to really capture editing styles based on the type of content you work with, because I've only ever worked with certain types of content in my life. And when Slack picked me up last year, I had never worked on Call of Duty footage before, but now I have, and I have to say that I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to capturing that specific style of content, but I have my own style that I kind of put a twist on. And I, of course, take inspiration from many different editors, such as, obviously, Puffer, Pezzy, Droid, and now, obviously, their editors as well. Because now that they don't edit for themselves, they obviously have other people working for them, so I take inspiration where I can. And I have to say that Fitz and other big content creators, especially Smitty, God love him, have been inspirations for my style and how far I've been able to come in terms of the fact that this opening right here that I've done, this entire thing, I'm gonna be real with you. I could have looked at this a year ago and said that's impossible for me to do. I shit you not. This whole section right here, I would have laughed if you said, hey, you achieved this. Nah, because I know now that I'm capable of doing it. I just, you know, back then I didn't have any of this belief in myself for it. Oh god, I would have no idea how to edit horror videos. I still don't, but Pezzy, shout out to him, has been a lifesaver when it comes to wanting to teach. And I'm glad for that, because if he didn't want to teach anybody how to edit in his style, or didn't want to even give people that he knows has the potential the chance, he wouldn't have any editors. He wouldn't have anybody working for him. So, you know, I'm glad that he's been able to try and give me and some other people the time of day to try and get that, so that we don't feel like we're falling behind the curve, because I always feel like I'm underselling myself or not giving myself the full potential to show off. And sometimes I feel like I do hold myself back, but, you know, I've gotten better in some way. I'm still learning. That's what I'm like right now, looking at this. Like, what are those blogs? Huh, my brain? Yeah. Like, all of this... Actually, chat. I'll, here. Just so I don't leak anything. No way, I returned. Chat, I'm gonna show you what my editing timeline looked like when I was editing the trial video for Pezzy. Without, you know, leaking too much. Open project. Think. Okay, that's not it. Where is it? Oh wait, I think I know where it's at. It's on... No, it's okay. It's not that one. Where is it? Chat, hold. I want to find where this thing is. I will not give up. Oh wait, hold on. I know where it's at. It's gotta be... Is it right here? Okay, I can't find it, but I know I know it's on here somewhere. Chat, I was gonna show you the absolute hell that was my timeline when I finished the trial video for Pezzy, because it looks about as insane as this does, if not worse. So it's something. Hold on. Actually, I'm checking one more place really quick, just to be sure. Nope, not there. And not there. Okay, cool. Anyways. We tried, but we failed. Oh, that's the wrong screen. There we go. You're yapping? No, you're good. I feel like I'm yapping. I get a little rambly sometimes. That might be the ADHD. Take beginning courses to come classes so I know the basics of cutting and merging, but I have no idea how to do subtitles and how to time it correctly. Nah. Honestly, I'm gonna be real, classes will not always save you and not always teach you everything. It's, sometimes, like, I'm self-taught. You're the streamer you're supposed to, yep, I know. True. Go to text easily, true. So true. Hold on, what am I saying in this clip? I forgot.
Losing it.
Okay, yeah. I said I'm losing it, that's cool. That's also true. Classes is for basic experiences where you grow the most. Yeah. Honestly, chat, I've been editing since 2014, so I've really learned, like, a lot just on my own. Like, genuinely. It's a lot of trial and error. Like, I know the basics, but I have no experience. Honestly, finding experience, I honestly didn't think I was ever gonna find it, but shout out to Jordan, my friend. Love him. Said, hey, I will let you edit my videos. And I was like, sure thing. And here we are. And, you know, sometimes you really gotta start out small. I think I thought way too big in my ambition on trying to throw myself out there when I had no previous experience. So now that I've had the experience that I have, I'm more confident in my ability to apply for the positions that I feel like I can do. So, you know. Also, what up, Skull? the different colors are different tracks which have other voices. I don't know how to separate the voices, but it for sure helps. Honestly, well, it's not different voices, so the blue track here, this is just my mic. The yellow track is Discord, and then the purple track is game audio. So that's how I did it. And you can separate your tracks in OBS without having to get like any fancy programs. Because the way I have mine set up is that I have an embedded audio source in all my scenes, and so I just, you know, change it around as needed, but all my tracks are separated for literally anything. Are you editing your own video? I am. I need to figure that out, like, now. I can show you. It's pretty simple. So no music or sound effects. The music and sound effects are... So this pink track right here is music. There's here, I'll kind of go back over here. Here we go. This is a sound effect right here in this, like, little dark blue. So, and then obviously all subtitles are this blue color minus this one right here, but that's just because I had to cheat it a little bit, but nobody saw that. The stream is sponsored by Opera GX. God, I wish. Shit, I wish I was sponsored by literally anything. But, the cool thing, too, is that if, you know, in theory, because I have all my shit set up for a VOD track, too, on Twitch, but I just haven't enabled it, because I just felt like I didn't really care too much about it. I honestly might, you know, I might start using it if I really don't care, you know, and I start playing copyrighted music, but I don't really do that, so. And if I ever record content now while I'm streaming, I can just separate the audio because it has its own audio track that's not recorded, so. Okay, this is easy to understand if you know all of it. It's just pulling the audio and syncing it. Well, I mean, it all syncs automatically. The cool thing about, you know, here's the thing though. I have to say this. People say that Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve is like the way to go, and I do think that's the correct way to edit when you're learning editing. Those are definitely the best softwares to use. Filmora is a very beginner product, but if you know your way around the software, you can make things look advanced. And I personally do enjoy it a lot. I'm still learning a lot of things with like Premiere and DaVinci, but the thing with Filmora is that when you import your, you know, recording and stuff like that, you have to manually separate the tracks yourself, but it's definitely not impossible. I thought for the longest time you could never have more than just the one audio track when you had a recording file, but now I know you can separate those when you have your separate audio track set up. It's very user-friendly. It is. So it's like, you know, it's very beginner-friendly, is what I would say. That's how, you know, I would recommend if people want to get into editing but don't know where to start, this is beginner-friendly and can really show you the ropes. And then after that, you can move on to any other software and you'll know what you're doing. I think we'll do it like that. I don't know, I don't like the fact that, you know, maybe... I'm like looking at this now and I don't know if I like it just because it's like it kind of, I don't know how to best place like the things here. I'll keep it like that. Well, no. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do, there we go. So then do that. It's, It's good enough. I don't know. I kind of don't like sometimes how I do subtitles. I wish there was an easier way to do things, but... Or not an easier way. I more like... Because, I don't know, I'm so picky about how I do subtitles for stuff sometimes. So, technically, this is like, you know, bouncing out. This is bouncing in. Let's move this back actually to, what is it? This position. Because then if we were to watch this back.
Losing it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's good enough. I think that's better. That's the main reason I chose DaVinci is because I already have previous experience in editing, just not enough to make all what you're doing possible. Yeah, that's fair. There's tutorials online. I'll say that. Even though, you know, it seems daunting, you can actually fucking... Like, you can find a lot of tutorials for the basics online, and then think of, like, how you want to apply those skills to what you're trying to achieve, and then just experiment. And that's what I did. It's so fast, I barely notice it. Yeah, like, I think I like this a little bit better, because it kind of... I don't like the fact that originally... I don't know. Because I at least want to emphasize the fact that he's saying "why" here, but... And then just the bounce in from, you know... Because, like, this comes in just as this is coming out. It's, like, not so... I feel like that gives character. I like it. Then they both, you know, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, prep properly.
I forgot that Sarah said that. Alright, next one. Sarah. I still want to know how you separate your tracks in OBS. Simply put, if you go into your settings, and then you go into, what is it? Your output, and then you go to recording, you'll see the little tick marks that say audio tracks, and then essentially you can set up like different tracks that have different things. You have to have it, like there's videos online on how to really do that. I can obviously show people if they're interested on how to do it in a more efficient way, because I have a certain way of doing it so that I don't have to have, which in essence, you know, no hate on Hertz whatsoever. He can do however he wishes with the way he overlays his audio and whatnot, but I had made an efficient way for me to not have to worry about separate scenes when it came down to recording and streaming simultaneously. Because that's the problem he was coming across. And, you know, I had offered, but it's up to him, and I know he said that he's good, he has everything set, so that's fine with me. But I had set up an efficient way of being able to separate everything without anything getting broken, more or less. You record most of your content? Yeah, so I record most of my content, which is why I have all my audio things set the way they are, basically. But, I mean, I stream sometimes. I sometimes stream my content. Do you record and stream at the same time? Only in certain occasions. Some of the times that I've recorded and streamed at the same time was when I did Mario Party with Bonesy, Tuigi, and Kuro. And then I also had done, I think it was when we did, what was it, Against All Odds, as I streamed and recorded simultaneously. So both those times I had set up, you know, I had already had my audio track set up for a while at that point, but, you know, I record those simultaneously a lot of the time. That was a fun stream. Yeah, that was a fun stream. I want to stream more of my recording sessions, but there's sometimes we stream really late in the evening is when we do a lot of our recording sessions, and now that we've just finished Raft, which, spoiler alert, we finished our Raft series finally, we might be doing the Forest, and I don't know if that might just be recording as well, but I want to do more stuff where I can stream and record at the same time. I just don't know where to start. I just don't know what to do for that stuff. Like, honestly, like, I don't know... If I were to do recorded stuff and stream at the same time, I think I would do stuff that's, like, Uno or Mario Party, like I said, or, you know... If we're doing, like, one-off games that we know aren't gonna be, like, a series, I would probably stream those. So... You know, play at DJ hours. I don't get off work till 9, Elder. Yeah, that's the thing. Cloaky doesn't get off until 9, and he's always our 4th in a lot of the sessions. So, Leon, how's it going? Hey, Destroyer of Humans, what's going on? We chillin'. I don't blame you. Life be lifing always. Yeah. We always record at DGen hours, especially because, you know, Pokey has work. Sometimes, Baskin has practice or game. No way, thank you for the follow, Destroyer of Humans. Sarah has work and or class. So whenever we record, it's either gonna be on a Friday night or middle of the week, but we always have to accommodate the fact that Pokey either has a stream the following morning or or other things. We always have a lot going on, or, you know, whatnot. So that's why. And that's why I don't always like streaming my recording sessions, because they are so late. If we have sessions early in the day, then yeah, I'll stream them, but it's not always. Let's see. Hold on. What did she say here?
Yeah, prep properly.
Yeah, okay. That's what it is. I check out my Discord at 3 or 4 a.m. and the only one online is Val usually. Well, that's because I have a terrible sleep schedule. That's the problem. That tends to be the issue, is I have a very broken sleep schedule and I'm awake at very ungodly hours in the day. Yours is worse than mine. Well, it's probably not worse, but the thing is that, at least my time, of course, because I'm on the West Coast. I'm up at, like, maybe... Some days I go to bed at 2 a.m., some days I go to bed at 4. It's a big toss-up, sometimes. But, you know, it's never awful, so it's, you know, I try my best. Okay, there's that. Gonna watch the rest of this clip to see what's going on.
Properly.
Yeah, let me get on that. I'm just saying that I want. Okay, yeah, this whole thing. Oh my god. I hate subtitling myself sometimes. It's why there's like a few gaps here and there where I'm not subtitling at all, because I don't like subtitling myself. I hate my voice, if it wasn't obvious. Although sometimes I always go back and add subtitles, but that's just up to me. Okay, that's fine. Depends on... Oh, you're talking about PC parts, never mind. Same, yeah. I'm sleeping at 4 a.m. usually, because I don't have any classes in the morning besides Saturday, so I just tough it out, yeah. I get really insecure about my English whenever I hear myself. I get more, I guess... I mean, Chaz, spoiler alert, no way. The trans man is self-conscious of his voice, which is crazy. You're editing a vid? Yeah, I'm editing my own stuff. I'm just kind of I'm trying to edit it, at least. I'm not doing very well. The focus is not there. I'm trying my best. But yeah, spoiler alert, the trans man myself does not like his voice because I don't think I pass. I think I'd pass more like maybe as somebody that's gender neutral, but or like gender non-conforming, but not exactly masculine. Imagine being self-conscious couldn't be me. So true, bestie. It's not fun. It's genuinely like an annoyance sometimes, but I really do try to, like, you know, not let it get to me. I've gotten better at being more confident, I guess, but sometimes it just, you know, doesn't always work. Me, the straight guy, also hates his voice. Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun. Me, the gay trans man, I hate my voice with a burning passion. Well, okay, not a burning passion. I've definitely gotten over a lot of it. I think, for me though, I've definitely realized, like, I don't want to do anything to change my voice. In the sense that I don't want to do, what is it? I don't want to go on hormone treatments. I think I've mentioned this in the past, but I'm not really ever gonna do hormone treatments of any kind, to change, like, my voice or change how I look or feel about anything. I think I'm gonna stick with a lot of just, you know, more underwhelming ways to change how I am. I'm not a big fan of doing surgery because I know it's going to be very life-changing, and me personally, I don't always feel like I need to be 100% masculine, so I don't feel the need to be like a guy all the time either. I tend, you know, as the joke goes, I'm the femboy, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm more than content with that, honestly. I'm okay being the femboy in any situation. It's just so long as people see me as like the femboy that's not trans in the other direction, because I feel like some people, well, not even some people, I have gotten a couple comments that, or some people that ask me like, oh, so you're trans in the other direction, and I'm like, no, that's not that's not how that works. Oh, please don't, your voice is fine. I know my voice is fine. I try to like not let it get to me, but I don't know, I get a little self-conscious here and there. It's why anybody that was there last year for when Puffer was reviewing the green screen submissions, and I realized afterwards, after I submitted mine, like, wow, I really submitted mine with a voice clip of me explaining what was going on. And then I immediately said, oh, I want to take it back so bad, but it's too late. And then 2,000 people watched it. And now I know I can't really, you know, it's like, it's not bad by any means, but I do get some people that don't know or misgender me. There's been a few people that have openly misgendered me, and it's just because they don't know, because I don't always say it, of course. Roy's our favorite furry streamer, so true. Oh, so they think from boy to girl instead of girl to boy. Yeah. I've gotten some people that genuinely thought, like, when I said, like, oh yeah, I'm trans, or like I'm non-binary or something, they said, like, oh, so were you going to get, like, implants? And I'm like, what does that mean? And then they would be like, oh, my bad. the wrong way. It's kind of, you know, sometimes it's funny when it happens, but it it's like, I laugh at it, but I'm also like, how do you really think that way? Thanks, man.
We'll go get some
Hold on.
shoe leather, it'll be great.
Oh my god. I wish that this would stop lacking the way it was. Anyways. Oops. Meant to do this. There we go. I don't know why the confusion. We all like cocks. So true. I did it a few times on accident. Yeah. Chat, like, here's the thing. I'm gonna say it right now. Y'all are not in trouble if at any given point in time where you've spoken to me, you've accidentally misgendered me. Because if you did it and you just didn't know, you're not to blame, because I never said anything, or I was never open about it to begin with, or some people just don't read people's, like, bios online sometimes. People just take one look and say, oh, this. I will not say who, but I definitely had gotten some people who automatically assumed my identity because of my voice, in Puffer's chat, or because of my name. My name is very feminine sounding, or seems very feminine aligned, and that is another reason why people probably, you know, assume. And some of those people, I definitely don't catch it at first when people misgender me, but I saw some people, or I had people point out to me like, oh, it's actually he or they, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even see this, my bad. And then I have to tell people, like, if you don't know, it's okay. So, oh, well, now I know. We'll try not to get it wrong. No, you're good. It happens. I'm used to it. It's the thing about being on the internet. You know, some people, especially if they don't know, and that's fine. I'm not, you know, a dickhead about it. Because, you know, it's all about educating. It's all about knowing if people are going to be open-minded or not. But, I usually misuse pronouns that immediately edit it before sending it. I've almost called Sarah he multiple times. Oh my god. That's kind of funny. Wait, Valiant is more gender neutral? To me, I thought it was very gender neutral, but I still got a lot of people who, you know, were referring to me as like she or her. And I was like, huh, maybe it's not so gender neutral. Although, then again, when I look at it, people probably saw my name and then checked my profile, and my profile picture is very feminine looking, or very cutesy, and that could be seen as, like, female, so that's another thing. But it's, that's not it. Yeah, my brain be unbraining, yeah. I know, at first I was definitely, at least before the Twitch pronouns plugin was invented, I always would have to, by default, use they, them to assume somebody's, you know, genders just so I wasn't being rude or anything like that. And now that the the plugin exists, now I can see who is who, which is great. Even though I occasionally still misspeak and accidentally call Quokey a she the one time that I did, and that is nowhere to be found footage-wise. Because that was an accident. And I was really tired that day. Mine ain't working. Yeah. Pronouns, what are those? Says Twitch. Yeah. Sometimes my plugin gets broken though, and it's like, it doesn't show anything, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, thanks, I wanted to know if this person's pronouns were, if they were cool or not, but I guess not. Okay, focus. I gotta think.
Just saying that I want somebody to take me out to dinner first, maybe.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, that feels like it jumps a little too quick. I gotta... do that. Do this, and then... I know I need the cuts to be a little bit quicker, but I don't want it to be, like, break your neck kind of quick, you know? I've misgendered too many people too many times, and I hate myself when I realize it. Here's the thing. If you do it on purpose, because there's people that I've come across that, obviously, they're bigots. They don't give a shit. If they do it on purpose, they do it on purpose. If it's an accident, then you can repair it. That's the thing. I also call babies it sometimes, but let's not talk about that. Like I said, most people, at least most trans people, most people that are LGBT, they will not fault you if you do admit that as a, like, it's a genuine accident or mistake, if they can judge you by their character, but there's some people out there that are very much in need of touching grass, because they will immediately assume otherwise. It will be like, oh my god, you did this, you're a horrible person, and I'm gonna get you canceled, and it's quite the journey. And I've almost been thrown into that hellfire, too. It's not fun. Who needs grass when you have cement? No, it's who needs grass when you have a $30,000 gamer chair, which I'm exaggerating, by the way, a crazy-ass fucking setup, and then Twitter. And that's it. That's literally all it is. At least I touch a lot of grass. I also touch grass. I'm not chronically online, like some people. Well, okay, I say I'm not chronically online, but it definitely seems like I am, but I'm genuinely not. I just, for me, going outside is not as easy to come by, especially because I don't live in the best area, and it's unsafe for me to be outside. So I do stay indoors a lot, but I find ways to entertain myself, obviously. Actually, it's X now. Bro. Who needs grass when you have bitches? Quokey. Quokey, are you gonna look at me and tell me that I have bitches? Because I don't. I got none. I have 0 bitches. 0 riz. 0 nothing. That furry that I'm supposed to have a date with in the near future at any given point, not gonna happen. Hold on, let's see. You know, I'm gonna see if this is, like, not as fast of a jump now.
You have to dinner first, maybe.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's much better. I prefer that. That's not as break your neck fucking speed. Also, Twitter's the only thing that can be dead named, because the fuck is X? Yeah. Guys randomly pop into the stream, this is the first thing I hear. Hey, welcome back, Shugo. Yeah, yeah, welcome back. This is look, anything about me and a furry, that didn't happen. Anytime I go outside, I get self-conscious and put on a bitch face so everyone leaves me alone. I have sort of a naturally resting, depressed face, I'm not gonna lie. It's, because some people, I've genuinely gotten comments of people looking at me and being like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Why?" And they're like, "You look so sad." And I'm like, "I should not look sad." I don't know how, but I think a part of it might have to do with just the fact that I do have sort of like dark eyes. I have like dark circles under my eyes all the time, and my eyes do look like they're sunken in, like I've been going through every emotion under the sun. But it's thankfully not that. Valion is my favorite evolution. That's actually where the name came from. I was thinking of Eevees and like evolutions, and I was thinking, you know, I like the way that every evolution has like an Eon at it, and you know, I was like, you know what, I want to think of something unique. So I was just throwing names at the walls because, you know, back then, I'll talk about this a little bit. I'll touch on it. As a trans person, my actual dead name, I will not say on stream. However, at one point I had picked a new name, and that name was Valerie. And I stuck with that name for 5 years? Yeah, like about 5 years. And when I realized that I didn't have any attachments to that name anymore, and I was just so used to people calling me Val, I wanted to keep Val in some way, shape, or form. So what I did is I ended up thinking of a new way to rebrand. I was thinking, okay, so what do I want to do? How do I want to go about this? What are some names? What are some words? What do I like? And I was just throwing things at the wall. I was just, like, I went through everything that I could think of, and I had asked some friends, like, you know, give me ideas. And some friends had said, like, you know, you like Pokemon, you like Eevee, so why not something that goes with that? And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Through different variations of Valion out there, I think there was, I think I actually almost went with Valiant, which I was like, no, that's not good. And then I think eventually just Valion just kind of like stuck. And that rolled off the tongue better than like anything else. I can't even remember like some of the old variations after that. So, you know, Valion was born and then the rest is history. Or well, no, I'm sorry. Let me correct my lore here for a second. Valion Live TV was born and then died in the same year because then its Valion was born like in October. That joke is okay, right, Val? Wait, what did you say? The disabled evolution, aka Ghostion. Wait. Nah, that's so funny. I love that. No, that's not a fuck joke. I prefer chat. I will say this as much as I want. If I'm cool with you making those types of jokes, you can make anything that you want out of that. I don't care. I don't like people pitying me for my disability or trying to feel sorry for me. I don't like that because then I feel like I'm being like babied, and I don't like, you know, I like being able to feel like I'm not being looked down on. I don't give a shit, you know, a lot of the time anyways, but I prefer to, you know, tell people like, yeah, just because I'm disabled doesn't mean you know, you don't have to treat me any different. I'm the same as you at the end of the day. So, you know, what is that emote? Don't worry about it. I'm glad I've had the Quokey Quoyo brand for so long, so I don't have any old embarrassing names anywhere recent. Oh, at least you're not like me. Chat, if you know, you know. We're all the same. Yeah. Like, that's why I really, like, don't give a shit, and it's why I laugh when even my favorite streamers, Cough Cough, you know, Puffer, and Pezzy to a degree, when they point it out, because it's so funny when they're making some of the jokes and I'm laughing at them, but then they're also like, sorry for making these jokes, and I'm like, no, please, continue. Because, you know, it is wild that, especially now, I feel like it's not really my brand or it's nothing I'm gonna be known for, but I know for a fact that I think slowly but surely I'm just gonna be known as the crippled guy that Puffer constantly makes fun of. And I will happily live with that as, like, my branding of some kind. I don't want to make jokes of that caliber because I don't want to look like I'm making fun of people. That's fair. I don't always encourage people to do it if they're not comfortable with it. But if I'm chill with you, or if I say, like, it's okay for me, you can make them towards me, but it doesn't mean, obviously, you can make them towards others. That's the rule that I make. It's why I'm very careful about the jokes that I make towards certain people. You know, I don't always say a lot of the jokes that I have, because I have a lot of fucked up humor, but I don't always say it to that same group of people. I always say it to people that I know will actually enjoy those jokes. So, you know, it's like you think you gotta take it with, like, a grain of salt sometimes. Obviously, in the session stream is different than just, like, everywhere as well. Yeah, and it depends on who you're friends with, too. Like, for me, I'm okay with people, like, in Puffer's chat kind of, like, poking some fun at it, or anybody else that I'm, you know, like, hanging out with, you know, some people that know me for those things, I don't mind them poking fun at it, but when you're somebody that genuinely tries to use it as a way to harm me, like, mentally or emotionally, that's where I draw the line, especially if you're doing it on purpose to try and fuck with me, instead of trying to be funny, because there's some people that do it, and they don't do it in a good way, and I hate it, because then I can tell they just don't know the joke. If I don't know them, and they don't actually know the details, that's where I draw the line. Like, that's where I say the difference is. Like, our sessions versus the friend group I have on the other side have wildly different humor and shit. Yeah. Like, a lot of my humor is that, you know, is just what it is. My humor is fucked. And that's not just because I've watched, like, too much of, like, Puffer, too much of Pezzy, too much of the Goons, for that matter. Like, it's not because I've watched too much of them. It's just naturally fucked because it's basically how I cope with a lot of things that have happened in my life. So, for instance, a lot of the dark jokes I make about my disability and whatnot is jokes relating to the fact that that's just how I've coped with my life. That is just how it is. And it makes me feel better about myself, because, you know, I don't always like feeling like I'm being looked down on, or people feeling sorry for me. Because I ended up discovering very early on in my days of the internet is that, basically, people that saw people with disabilities didn't know how to properly react and or respond to people like me, especially because there's not a whole lot of people like me. Hold on, I'm trying to, like, think and type at the same time. Is this what he said? Okay, Fillmore is not wanting to play. Jesus Christ. Okay, forgot one word. Basically, early on... Okay, now I can get back to mean furries. Yeah, totally. No, but what I mean is that, like, people with disabilities, at least back when I first started hanging out on the internet, people didn't know how to properly respond to people like me. So, you know, it's why I feel like I also kept a lot of my disability hidden. And I've just more so, in the last few years, been more open about it. Because I didn't want to hide that anymore. I just didn't want that to be, you know, I didn't want to hide the fact that I was disabled, or hide the fact that I just, you know, wasn't able-bodied like everybody else. I'm listening while cutting clips. That's fair. Misfits and Goon started my humor, and it just led to the boys and Yummy's crew. I forgot their name. Oh, the group chat? Yeah. Like, that's how I ended up. Well, my timeline goes Vanoss crew or Banana Bus Squad, whatever you want to call it, to eventually kind of like the outskirts of it, so like maybe H. Delirious, Bryce Games, and like their little squad. And then I kind of bounced around. Eventually I found Simple Robinson, and then found Pezzy in them, and then I bounced back into like watching Smitty and the Misfits in like 2018, which, you know, Simple Robinson I found in 2019, or no, 2020. And then from there, I just kind of bounced around, and then last year is when I decided to, you know, sit and watch some stuff that popped in my recommended. Big Puffer's sleep stream video had just came out at that time. And then I realized, I want to watch all of these. So I binge watched a lot of Puffer's videos, and the night that I finished, he was doing the sleepover stream with the boys, and the rest is history. And now I'm here, and now I edit for Pezzy, who is the most chaotic being I've ever met. And I love it. We're great, we're good. SMP Live was a time. It was. Oh my god. But, yeah. And I think that's also because of this whole thing with where I'm at now, mentally, and just, you know, the fact that I feel more open and in a more accepting place. Also, I didn't say it, but hey, what's up, Chelsea? I feel way more comfortable being myself than I did before. The guy sounded short and almost got banned for it. Exactly. Love the guy. Yeah, great guy. You know, I totally didn't almost get banned by my favorite streamer, you know, for stealing his star in Mario Kart for the first time when I was hanging out there. And, you know, the rest is history now. It's great, because now he just calls me crippled, and he hates me. So, you know, we're good. But yeah, it's made me feel more open about wanting to be myself, and I have a lot more of, like, an accepting thought on myself and the people around me. So, you know, to say that I got myself here by myself would be an understatement, because I know that it wasn't just me. I have people around me that have helped me get here, but I have a lot to put on myself, and I thank myself for that. Went from Vanos to Minnie, disappointingly to Smitty, to Marcel, then found Puffer, which led to me, to everyone else, yeah. That's cool that you edit for Pezzy. Yeah. I don't always say it. I don't always mention it all the time, because, you know, I don't want it to change the view that people have on me. Because the thing is that if people were to find out that, like, oh, you're Pezzy's editor, some people get really weird really quick, and I don't like putting that on myself. I want to be seen as a viewer like everybody else. I'm still a fan at the end of the day, too. I'm still a fan of the content, just as much as I'm a fan of, you know, hanging out there, but I also separate my ability to watch the content and be a part of the content in a very efficient way. When did you start watching Puffer? I know I started watching him, what was it? February 2022? I think it was in 2021 when he did the, what was it? The Purge SMP, the very first Purge SMP. I was watching all of those videos from different perspectives. Puffer's video popped up into my recommended, and I ended up watching all 3 episodes of it. And then I never came back for a while, because I think he just started doing Among Us not long after. The TikTok audio of him going into Grizzy's room kind of blew up, and I heard that all over my TikTok for a while, but I never ended up watching him. And then 2022, I won't mention it too much, I won't go into extreme detail, but I went through a really bad, like, falling out with somebody, and was in a really, really bad place mentally. And so, in order to cope, I kind of went back to a lot of, like, the comfort stuff that I liked, which was, like, streamers and stuff like that. And Puffer's sleep stream video popped in my recommended while I was going back and trying to find people to watch. And then I ended up kind of getting hooked on a lot of that stuff, and a lot of the stuff was streamed, obviously, so I was like, you know, I want to go see what the streams are like. And that very same night, he was doing the sleepover stream with, like, Pezzy, Droid, and them. So, you know, that was actually the first live stream I was there, and I stayed the entire night, did not say a fucking word. And then a couple days later, when I caught him streaming again, then that's when I started becoming more active. You know, I kind of started making some appearances here and there. I didn't start really making friends, though, until, like, I think that summer. Because then that's, I started getting back into streaming again for myself. And then Kuro popped into my chat, hung out for a little bit. Oh, here's the catalyst. When Hotel Boys happened, he actually reached out and asked if I could edit some stuff for him, and I said sure. Which now Hotel Boys is no longer Hotel Boys, he's Walrus, or Wall Snipe. I'm sorry, I'm having to, like, focus. I'm, like, my brain right now. Anyways, but yeah, Hotel Boys, aka Walrus, had reached out and asked if I could edit for him, and I was like, sure, I would love to. And then after that, is when I really started focusing a lot on, because during that time too, I was editing a lot for, like, my friends. So I was focusing a lot on editing. I was editing for Walrus. I was editing for my friend Jordan. I was, multitasking. I was hanging out in the communities. I was getting back to streaming. I was doing a lot last year. So, I was doing a shit ton. And then it came full circle, I think, when, like I said, Kuro popped into my stream, started hanging out a little bit. And going into September, at that point, I started becoming more, familiar with people in chat, so the regulars. So, I was very familiar with, like, Destroyer of Humans, obviously. Elder, Baskin, Sarah, Quokey, Kuro, etc. I was familiar with everybody. And what ended up happening is, well, first, Slack had reached out to me and asked if I could do some videos for him before TwitchCon. And I said, sure, I would love to. Started doing that. And then I think after TwitchCon is when I decided to, obviously I saw Puffer at TwitchCon. That was a big thing. Oh, no, I'm skipping over something. In September, of course. Sorry, my bad. My train of thought just went out the window. Going into September, after meeting everybody, me and Kuro were on a Minecraft server with a couple friends that were a private server, that I add. And what ended up happening is everybody in chat said, hey, we saw you guys playing Minecraft because you guys mentioned it. We want a server. And I thought it would have been a bad idea, but no, it wasn't. It was the greatest idea we've ever thought of. What followed was the birth of the Usual Suspects Discord server, which we sent out invites to privately, obviously, to people that were interested, that we were familiar with. And what followed that very same day that the server was opened was a Minecraft server for everybody to play on. Lay was obviously in there. We have, like, everybody that you can think of, like Lariel, Chaotic Ray, like, basically everybody you can recognize that says Peepo Happy in chat. So that was fun. We had a lot of people in there that eventually, formed friendships, and, it was a great time to be had. And then, of course, now here we are over a year later, and I've met a couple of these people in person. I've grown close to a good handful of them, and because of that, I've also grown a Twitch community out of it, which I didn't think was possible. I didn't think that any of this would even work. I kind of told myself a year ago, like, I'm not going to get any more than 5 viewers, and now I kind of average over 15 viewers a stream on a good day. So, I think you're the person that sent me the invite. I think I was, or I can't remember who all I sent invites to in the first wave, but it was a lot of people. Still need to see him in person. I haven't been at any conventions. Yeah, meeting Puffer in person was an experience, I'll say that. One thing I realized while watching and being active in Puffer's community is I have very bad timing with donation messages and resubs. You do. I've noticed that. Some people have worse timing, honestly. It's interesting. Daimos made the modded server. Yeah, Daimos made the modded server. Ginger's joined, so we had a few different waves of people joining. We had the first wave, which was September. Then we had a second wave in December with a handful of people joining, I think, on Christmas Eve or something. Or it was Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, one of the two. And that kind of sparked more, people joining, because I know Silver joined, and I know who else? Sarah joined that night as well. I think Ginger's joined that night. There was a handful of people, so, we ended up getting more people that we were familiar with, and we don't, we still try to get people in that we feel, we're trying not to be, exclusionists or anything. Also, sorry, my mouse keeps moving over. We're trying not to be elitist or exclusionist, but we do feel a sense of, wanting to make sure everybody has a chance to join, for one reason or another. Because we know the main Discord for Big Puffer gets, like, very chaotic and overwhelming, so we just want a smaller place for people to gather. And we try to allow people that we're the most comfortable with and we're chill with. Some people don't get in just because it's not that we don't want them in there, we do, but there's other barriers behind it, so that's why. And it's not, it's just me you know, like I said, it's for a small group of friends, but it doesn't mean that other people aren't welcome in other areas, such as, you know, me, Sarah, and Baskin have our own Discord servers, which Baskin and I have public ones for the community to join, since we're streamers. Same goes for Kuro and Quoki. So, you know, we have that. And people are welcome to join those as as sort of like a backup plan, so to speak. So that's why. But yeah. That's essentially like the lore of like how this all came to be. Honestly, the usual suspects are the catalyst of me using Discord at all. Yeah. Also, exclamation point Discord, so true. If y'all want to join, you guys are welcome to. We don't do much in there, even though I want to do more. God, I've been rambling and I'm staring at this trying to think of what to do. Hold on.
We'll go get some shoe leather. Great.
No. Okay, so just gotta put this. Oops. Okay, can my keyboard work? Why isn't my delete key working? Okay, there we go. We need to host a movie night or another game. Maybe. I mean, I feel like if we do another game night, I'm definitely not doing what I did the very first time we did it, which was having everybody be in a VC. Because that was the worst fucking idea. I want to try and make things happen, but I'm not a big boy in it, so it's a little hard. Yeah, I know. It's, although that doesn't mean we can't let people take charge of certain stuff. So, you know, it's more than okay for some people to try and, like, you know. Because here's the thing, right? To say that, you know, me, Kuro, Sarah, and Baskin, and of course Deimos, because Deimos has admin in there too. We run the place, but that doesn't mean we don't let you guys just do whatever the fuck you want. We just let you guys chill, and that's why there's no like set rules other than, you know, don't be an asshole, don't be stupid, essentially, you know. And we tell people, like, you know, if you're kicked out of here, it's for a reason or another. You know, we try to keep toxicity to a very low level because we don't want people to we don't want to essentially be shut down just because of something else, or we don't want to be told, like, we can't have this just because some people are being toxic. So, haven't done anything for the anniversary of Usual Suspects. I kind of left, unfortunately. Yeah, I know, we didn't do anything for the anniversary. I was going to plan something, and that unfortunately got in the way of my travel plans, because I was getting ready to see Baskin and Sarah in person, like, later that week. So I couldn't do anything, and I kind of left that up to other people to run if they were able to. So, but we'll probably try to do something eventually, if not next year. We don't want real toxicity. Yeah. We essentially, you know, we enjoy banter, but we don't want anything genuinely toxic. We don't want people talking shit and, you know, potentially getting us in trouble. Because here's the thing, we all have common enemies in some way, shape, or form, but that doesn't mean it's okay for us to talk about those common enemies behind their back without first establishing the fact that, you know, we don't want to get ourselves shut down, you know, because that's the whole point. It's meant to be a welcoming community. It's not meant to be something that we feel we can't have people unwelcome in it entirely. Like a certain someone, yeah. Y'all have enemies? I have some. We don't talk about it, though. I have some. Okay.
No.
I think I'm gonna cut out Sarah's laugh here. I know it's like this. There's too much of a gap here.
Nah, cause you ain't getting that shit out of your system.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's good. And then we put in Sarah's thing. Skull is one of my enemies. So true. The fuck did Skull do? Yeah, you can't delete that message, Elder. That's crazy. Also, it's already... How long have I been live for? It's already 11? Well, I should have been live for 3 hours. First video I've ever been in on a popular YouTuber was the same YouTuber that got canceled in 2020. Wait. Shugo, were you... Oh no. Wait, I think I know maybe what you might be talking about. That's bad. That's a yikes. I am so sorry. Elder. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of, I think that's one of the common enemies we all have. Just debatably. Hold on. Why is my Twitter chat? Oh no. Oh no, my tweet's still doing numbers. This is... my tweet is still doing numbers. Why is it... Wait, chat. Why is it here? What are you doing? The 35 bookmarks, what the fuck is happening? You know, damn, do I just make hit tweets every time I talk about Puffer or Pezzy? Because I swear this just happens. No, because... fuck off, Premium. No, because let's see here. There's this one. The last time I made a hit tweet, regarding anything involving Pezzy, I think. Let's see. Oh, that's called Animal Crossing. Birthday tweet, no way. Where is it? Here we go. My boss, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just Pezzy falling over. 190 fucking likes. This also did some numbers. Yeah, I think... I'm just checking here, because I tweet so much, or I retweet a lot of shit. Oh. You guys didn't see that. Oh yeah, there's also this, because of the fact that, anybody that was there for Puffer's birthday, I did do the thing where I compiled every time he called me out. Which was something. So, anywho. No, I saw that. It was nothing. Bro. That clip is so good. What the fuck was that? My most recent tweet that got numbers is actually on a Cartoon Network tweet. I think... Show your likes, chat. If y'all were to see my likes... Like, hold on, wait, what is this? This is gonna be interesting. Oh my god, that's so loud. Hold on. What's Smitty doing? What the, what the fuck? Was that Pezzy? Or was that Matt? Wait. Who the fuck just jumped? Oh, doesn't say. Alright, that's cool. Anyways, chat, what do my likes consist of? There's that. There's all of these replies. It was Matt. Okay, that was Matt. Cool. There's this. There's that. There's that. There's this, because it's cute. There's there's this. There's that. There's this. You know, there's nothing, it's like, it's not incriminating. There's this. Yeah, there's nothing incriminating here that I can think of. It's all pretty standard. Now for my other account, we're not gonna go through the likes on that one, so we're good. Oh my god. Alright, cool. Anyways, back to nonsense. I want to get one section of this done before I call it a night. That Jin tweet reminded me. Yeah. Terrorister played Genshin. I saw. I think him and Nogla and Vanoss played it, didn't they? For a promoted video? Yeah. Well, Jin's was also sponsored. So, I think they all had sponsorships that were needed to get out the door soon, is what I assume. Yes, with Vanoss. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because I figured they played with Evan. I thought I saw his thumbnail for that. Popped him and recommended. And Delirious? Yeah. Quick question, if you're okay answering it. Shoot it. I'm happy to answer. I saw that note. If it was so confused. Yeah. That tweet was of someone from Cartoon Network calling Powerpuff Girls baddies, and I replied, Jesus Dream also has control of the Cartoon Network Twitter account. No. That's funny. Oh no. If I were to ever go back to, like, because I have some hit tweets. I just have to go find them. But I know I've made some banger tweets in the past. That was wild. It's very wild. Here, chat. What we're gonna do, we're gonna try and get to this 4-minute mark right here. And then we're calling it. Which means I have to get through this much. And where did we start? I think we started right here. No, wait, no, we didn't. Wait. I think we started right here, actually. Yeah, we started right there, so... Not a whole lot of progress. I'm a little chatty, my bad. Do you see how his fans are still defending him? Yeah. What happened to your legs? Like a bad accident or something? Chat, buckle up. I'm about to give you guys the rundown of my lore and what the fuck happened to my legs. It was a terrible car accident. No, I'm kidding. Okay, that's not... It wasn't a terrible car accident. That's not what it is. It's actually, it's a little bit more fucked up. And when I say that I've joked about it more than I should, and people don't catch on right away, it kind of makes me laugh more. So, chat, let me set the scene for you really quick. The year is 2000. He crashed his car at 3 years old. Yeah. Was it the Joker? It was the Joker. No, it all started in 2000, right? November 9th. I am born, right? Healthy baby, it seems. However, my mom notices, wow, my baby will not stop crying, and I don't know what the problem is, whatsoever. 12 weeks go by after being in and out of seeing doctors. My mom wakes up one morning, checks on me, says, oh, finally, they're asleep. Chat, my legs were not moving, there was a problem. There was a major issue. And what happened is, my mom rushes me to the ER. They say, hey, your baby has a tumor wrapped around their spinal cord, and it could kill them if we didn't find this at this very moment. And also, it could have permanently paralyzed your child. I also have to say could have, because what they did say is that it will paralyze your child, because it already had. What the fuck? Yeah, so here's the rundown though. Obviously, I have to point out, I am able to walk, and I actually have partial use of the lower half of my body, despite the copious amounts of jokes of people saying that my legs don't work, and even myself saying that. But the truth is that the tumor being wrapped around my spinal cord did cause paralyzation, but because I was so young and because I was still developing, there was a chance that I could still actually recover in some way and rehabilitate, and that's what happened. So you can walk? I can walk. I just have to use crutches, but I am capable of walking. So you could drive. Exactly. I am capable of doing things despite people saying otherwise. So about a year passes. I think, essentially what happens is, you know, I'm cancer-free by like 3 years old at this point, but after a year, you know, they finally get the tumor kind of taken care of, and they're just still doing treatment on me, you know, and trying to make sure that it doesn't come back, or like, you know, doesn't relapse during my early years, because I'm still an infant. And of course, I have to point out, I don't remember anything of this. All I have is the stories that my mom and my family's told me. So there's that. But yeah, that's kind of the story. And what happened is when I got to be about, I think, 2 or 3, I got like a walker to start like trying to walk. And then when I turned like 7, I think 6 or 7 is when I got my first pair of crutches. And by that point, I had more strength in my body to carry my own weight. So that's why I was able to walk using those crutches. And, you know, the wheelchair that I use is just for long distance. I don't always like using it, or well, I prefer using it, but I just don't like, you know, using it in some cases where places aren't wheelchair friendly. But I use it whenever I know I'm going to be doing a lot of walking, because the unfortunate thing that came with me having, you know, partial paralysis is the fact that my nerve endings are a little fucked up. So I do suffer from nerve pain. And some of it is either because the nerves are overreactive or underreactive. So what happens is too much activity kind of sparks too much reactiveness to the nerves, so it feels like they're burning or like they're stinging or getting electrocuted, and it's not the best like feeling in the world. It's very uncomfortable. So to avoid that, I use a wheelchair to get around much easier when I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. So I prefer using that. That's why at TwitchCon, I was interviewed by somebody that was asking every disabled, goer or like attendee to see what their experience was, because my experience was dog shit. Nerves be a little quirky, yeah. So, and I'll touch on it, but, TwitchCon 2022 was fucking awful, because the accessibility was dog shit. You remember your second birthday? I don't remember my second birthday. My mom said I think I was like 2 or 3 when I got my walker. My earliest memory was like 6 or 7. Oh, I became consciously aware of my existence at like 4, because I remember going to preschool, and I remember this one kid who wouldn't let me play with the Lego sets, because he said, oh, you're too girly, and I'm like, okay. Sorry, that kind of thing. Fuck you, Michael, whoever you are, wherever you are. Unless, you're chill now in that case. I hope you grew up, but... Anyways, chats, can we get a fuck you, Michael, and then a JK after that? Okay, cool. Anyways, we're gonna move on. That's my life story. That is the lore. That is, the intel. My earliest memory was when I broke my leg at 4 or 5 and also pushing someone off the swings. I think I have childhood trauma where my mind doesn't allow me to view that far back. That's fair. I definitely have trauma where my mind doesn't allow me to view those memories even as I got older. Like, especially, like, a lot of the older memory trauma, like when I was 12. Some stuff happened during certain years that I do not remember of whatsoever. Elder, we're not going into the Walmart lore. That is not happening. Oh my god. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment. I also want to point out that, I know it was kind of, to me, it's funny seeing y'all's reactions to that, because, I'm sitting here laughing, and y'all are like, holy shit. And the truth is that that's the reaction I normally expect anyways, when people find out, like, oh, you're a cancer survivor. Which is crazy. To be fair, I'm very forgetful, so I forget some parts of my life. True. Thank God they took out that tumor. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part. Like, I was officially deemed cancer-free by 3 years old, so that was the good part. Otherwise, that probably would have been hell. And chat, another fun fact, because of all of that, I am a Make-A-Wish kid. I actually got to do a Make-A-Wish, which is how we're here. That is the life story of me, Valion. Thanks for coming. Not a second that I go on any day. Oh my god, I'm not gonna subtitle any of this, it's too much. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. What about this part?
Yeah, and then they make you pay for it. And literally, like...
I don't know about any of this actually being subtitled. We might just leave it. I found a banger tweet. I'm tempted to go through to find... Actually... Oh, no. I know a banger tweet. Hold on. Where to look up... what is it? Oh, wait, here we go. So I had to actually, chat, I had to preface this, I had to look for some keywords. Oh yeah, that's, that's one of my banger tweets. No, here's another one, chat. Here, I'll do this. This tweet is a year old, but anybody that was there for this, this tweet did fucking numbers, cause look at this. I just remember that was the first thing I typed after I heard your story. Yeah. Oh my god, chat. This tweet, classic tweet. You know, he eventually got the shiny Eevee, but you know. You mean to tell me my milkshake creamed on my Oreos? Wait. I wonder if I could find that one too. I know it's somewhere. But, hold on. Just going through some of these. Oh, this one. Oh, man. We don't talk about that. Oh, wait. This was... Guys, this is the tweet that made Puffer follow me. This one right here. Here's the plushies. There's that. Oh, there's this. I forgot about that. There's also that. There's that. Where? There's this one. Kind of did some numbers, not a whole lot. Where? Oh, there's this one. I don't even know what this one's replying to. What is this? Oh, never mind. That's what it is. More of that, more of this. What are these? Hold on, I'm going to latest. Never mind. I have to sort these. Okay, these are all recent. There was something... Chat, hold on. I'm gonna find it. A lot of my replies to Puffer kind of do numbers occasionally. Oh, yep, here it is. I found it. Chat, remember this gem?
Beyonce. Oh, what?
Classic. That one's also a good one. You know, it also helps now that he's verified. Yeah, the family tree, that was a virus or something. Yeah. Yeah, that was also an interesting time to be had. You're a pet for the pubber community, dog boy? Bro. Oh my god. Yeah, I think, God, I've been live for almost 3.5 hours. And I've just been rambling this whole time, trying to edit, which is nothing new. But I think, ew, yeah, I know. Chat, I think I might be done. Which is unfortunate. Rookie numbers, yeah. I think I might call it. I might try and stream more this week. I know, Lethal Company doesn't count, yeah. Chat, I'm gonna try and have some more streams soon. As soon as I possibly can. Because, I want to get back into streaming again. I've been kind of out of it, but I want to try, so... good chill stream, good chill stream. Good, honestly, good goated stream today. We did good. We'll try and do... I don't know, I want to stream some Lethal Company, because I do have it now. And I know some people here are willing to play. This stream was a nice surprise. Yeah, good soup, good soup. I'll try and stream more. I really do. I love streaming. I want to get back into it. Get the mod. I'll try to get the mod, because I know, peak streaming. I feel like I've had better streams, but this is not, like, the worst one either. I think, though, I definitely get, I get a little rambly, and that's just on me, but I'm just a chatty person when I'm in a good mood. And I've had, you know, a lot to talk about, I feel, because I haven't streamed as much. I'm also a lot like my boss, where I do just chatting for 6 hours and can't get tired of it. So, anywho, hold on. You know, is there anybody live right now? Probably not, because everybody's, well, Slack is live, but I think he might be ending soon. And I also, oh wait, Marcel's in there. I just realized. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna raid tonight. I think I'm just gonna end. But, yeah, y'all have a good night. Hold on, we gotta get the song. We gotta get the song. It's tradition. I'm not gonna leave y'all like Puffer does, I promise. We're not gonna be like last stream where I did it on accident, because, you know, my internet said fuck you. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. There we go. Alright, chat, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. I guess streams... I'll try and stream Thursday, if I can. I know it's Thanksgiving, but we'll see. Stream Thursday? Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'll figure that out. You guys will know. Join the Discord for notifications and hang out in there if you want. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all. Have a good night. I will see y'all later. Goodbye. Sorry for the silence. I was trying to time it.